Salute! Welcome to the Titans. Wanna know so tonight, worries boy, we not ramp with people, boy, and none at all. Brother, up.
All right, up.
Hey, me could tell you something, man. Tonight is a teaching moment. Well,
Yeah.
me could just tell Andrew Holness this. Let me tell you this. You should have stepped down a long time. And the Titans right here, so remember, we now play with you. None tall around there. You and your minions then. Yeah? So all you gotta say, we just turn up the thing more and more and the hammer bend round there. You understand? We're gonna start the thing because we have a lot of things to talk about. We want to talk about the FinSac thing there too, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And something where we're gonna put up and we're gonna show it on the screen with Paul Chin Young when them them thing and the trouble with them gear and all kind of things and how they move people. Because you have people, that spread misinformation and we know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not that now work. And by the way, all this we are dealing with from 2016, brother, so till now. And the amount of corruption in our own this Immanuel camp. Exactly. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable, my brother.
Unbelievable. Not from 1962 till 2015, see nothing like this.
Nothing like this.
All this mash up the world thing are the worst thing we ever see. So we could just start and start knocking on it.
All right.
Yeah, man. Titans, not who about it. 1 a.m.
Start packing because you are going.
Right. Big up yourself, Governor.
Blessings, my brother. Blessings every time. Blessings all over to each and everyone tuning in tonight,
There you go.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna beat everything off for them in the night. Good night, people. Yeah, good night. I'm not gonna start it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Catch you people watching worldwide. We don't just say good night alone. When of them time, yeah. Because like some morning over your place and people are watching the same way. See?
Yeah,
I know
man.
some place down in Japan and some place afternoon and some evening and them thing there. Because people watch worldwide. Alright, so you make us start it with that thing now. Because we're gonna knock on, we're gonna educate, we're gonna edify the people them tonight with the same thing there. But before we go to that, we did hear Bug Life come out, brother. And they must say about criminal go up on stage. Now, I'm going to play a video for you with a gunman pastor. Right, them supposed to be in jail. But we wonder if a Kevin 3 or 5, I mean, I say 2.0. I say 3 or 5. If a Kevin Smith. Because you can't believe this. The man, I'm going to show you a video. Look at that video, you people. And tell me if you identify a gunman yeah, with a politician. Yeah. Because they talk about gunman. But I want to show the same a gunman. I'm going to show you same a real gunman. Right? Let me show you this. I'm a real gunman, I'm a real gunman. Let me show you this. Hold on. I'm going to show you same a real gunman. No two way about it, right? I'm a gunman. So I'm going to show you this first. And then I'm going to show you one thing after. Voila, and there. This guy is a gunman pastor. And I'm going to ask you who this with him, right? We now have Brother and Andrew Holness. Because you have some minions there where, sometimes they run out and talk some fools when we are dealing with reality. Right? Reality. We're not supposed to see nobody with this a gunman, yeah. Yeah? This a gunman, yeah. And me push up this now. Me not supposed to see no, but the more to read it to myself, you know. Look on this. Tell me, look, may I show you the name, you know. Look on that part. You see a pastor arrested?
Pastor arrested on gun robbery charges.
Gun robbery. I remember just push up his name that you can't see good. Look on the day. Look on the, I just tell the day this, you know. 2011.
Yeah, Wednesday.
1990s and 80s. 2011.
Yes.
Okay. Look here. Manchester police arrested Pastor Rydell Rowe, otherwise called Prophet, while he was preaching at a church on Ward Avenue in Mandeville on Tuesday, August the 9th. Gunman Rowe was reportedly charged for illegal possession of what?
A firearm and robbery with aggravation in 2008.
Oh!
Convicted on both offenses.
Yes.
However, he appealed his cases and was granted bail. Since then has not returned to court. What? The Court of Appeal made an order that he ought to be arrested and taken to prison to serve his sentence. So how is he out now?
Ask Andrew and Anawanya. Ask Abana. See me? See me? Even time this.
Hold on, this is serious.
When I found myself.
Oh, you want a picture of it? Take?
Look how one in this.
That's the whole idea. That is
I drink King Dog and pastor this gunman pastor.
Me not dead yet.
Yeah.
So I'm putting this together, and this is Mama. Type of thing.
People, remember, you know, is a senior JLP member this, you know. This, that over there, so. When I time him was the him was the finance minister, the number 2 man. Him was the number 2 man. And you see where him there? You see what I feed him with what that? Guinness? This is our dragon?
Dragon, yeah.
Dragon and all kind of mix up. This is a pastor. So them call it. We ain't supposed to be prison, you know. But yes, still them talk about Mark Golden them carry criminal thing I call ISAT criminal. Him supposed to be prison. Him rob people with gun, no man rob them other way. Eh? Look on him. Yeah? Look here.
Yes, sir.
So when you drink this, it's straight home you must go.
Okay,
Straight
sir.
home to Mama.
Okay,
Me
sir.
not dead yet. Alright? I would love to just show to test it to find out if it's still alive. Still alive, but his name me not dead yet. Irish mash, peanut punch.
I'm like that look creamy.
Him all a brush him off. Look here. Him all a brush him off. But them a point out to call people criminality. Hey, me like watch them thing here, you know. Neatly, you know, what edify what people there. Yeah? Andrew is a goddamn disgrace. Rusha and the whole of them. Look how Shaw brush him off. Look here. Like I'm pet. Look here.
Punch.
I'm like that look creamy, sir.
His name me not dead yet. No.
You got it.
His name me not dead yet.
Yeah, good. Me not dead yet.
No ice. His name me not dead yet.
Indian, you know that.
Me not dead yet.
Oh.
How have it?
But the company, Shaw.
Doc, how it tastes, Doc?
Me not dead yet.
You know that yet either.
Him a laugh, criminal.
Oh, God. Mr. Shaw, how it tastes, sir? How it tastes?
No, in our squad. I the right thing this something there. I remember says Irish smash, you know, you never shake you up.
when I found myself in
So, all right. So, this, I'm going to show you next thing with him now. So, want to see him? Yeah? Want to see him? I'm going to show you next
Yeah,
thing
man.
with him now. Him are the same when I said the Prime Minister. Forget 500%. And about the part, the other pastor where I preach and I tell them guys I say want to live good. Eh? And I tell people to live good. You see him? You see them? Look here. Pastor. Gunman pastor, you know, he does. When you save him as a gunman pastor because of that. You know, see me? Look on this now, brother. Hear this.
Should have over 30 bank accounts and be the richest man in Jamaica.
Raise the MP pay and raise him pay to him 300%. 300%.
Let us read the Quran. Right there, right? See
Yeah.
they're going to see the place. Him for their prison, you know. Yeah? Yeah. Watch out.
And before the MP them turn up with him and say, this is how it's going to happen. See them run the corner. You know how hard they work. They can get strokes on the road. They can get strokes on the job because those type of job is pressuring. They look on 900 and 1,000 when you get per month. They will spend it back in the constituency. They don't make the money unless they get some contracts. When you're a team, the team nothing wrong. You defend the team, defend the Prime Minister. Turn up with him, you're MP. You talk about the man have 28 accounts. He should have 30 accounts. We don't want a poor Prime Minister in the country. The man must multi-time rich. If I'm me like the Prime Minister, me alone go to cabinet and make MP them go sit down. Me alone walk in the cabinet and point finger, move that, fix that, and pull on that. Until me can see, because you have some JLP in a PMP seat, and you have some PMP in a JLP seat. Mr. Holness, you must open your eyes and find them. And not everybody with you. And not everybody can stand with you. 28 accounts is not enough for a Prime Minister. You have businessman in Jamaica have $20 billion in them account. Who if you reach on Prime Minister? You're crazy? Prime Minister should have 50 accounts. In pay should raise 500%.
Outside the piece of shit, you move. Titans down and put the right, so I'm going to show the people them, say that you're not but a piece of shit. Yeah? This is where I'm at a fact, I could just push him there, because Andrew did it to another him. So I could just show them, say Andrew did himself. Right? We have to show them, because we're not the tabloid runner. Yeah? And at them, anytime them come tell me anything, man, we are run them. We are run them. I want him this. People miss them setting material. Look here. I want him this in him setting material. No man Andrew that. When him supposed to their prison. No man share that I drink dragon and mix up. A gunman pastor this. Robbery with aggravation and thing, but him a power with this. And I call ISAP criminal. Him and him nasty crew them. You can't believe that? Eh? Allah, you like that to go privy council you talk about when you film time. I want you, he makes escape, him rob people. Gun point and everything, gunman. But you have him here do this. Eh? Look at, I know them alone. I know him alone. This is the Prime Minister, this is a goddamn disgrace. Everything that bad, this guy, you know. Because if anybody else around him, the one of them in them come here, so the family go get them bad too, you know. See me, look here. Brother, look there. Look on this again, brother. You see who that on him?
Yeah, man.
Byron, look how one him this.
Yeah, Mrs. Vaz.
Oh. Yes, so them get them bad. We have enough one name the apartment paper too, you know. But you,
Yeah.
the other thing now go work. Now, I tell them, because around here, so we don't believe in these foolishness here.
Right.
So we could keep it away. Now, this is the same guy. We could just push up a one here. Because when we could push up a one here and show them. Because when them done with him, cause, for them thing, when them start chat them business, well, you think him a different life, you think, well, on, what him think? You think film theater are they far from this? I saw him think that a Kevin Smith. Remember, brother, them did have a 1 year, Them same one did have that 1 year. That 1 year. Let me show him. Let me give him. People just have a mind, where them are come from. Them get rid of one, so them draw back a next one. Yeah? We not talk to them. Them are evil. See? Them are come from a 1 year, brother. We could draw them up and take a little look on the one where them are come from. Them are come from a next 1 year. We could draw them up here. Where them there? Them are come from a 1 year. We could see something here, so. We could see something here, so. Remember, so them are come from a 1 year and people. That 1 year.
Who was Kevin Smith? Our reporter Dwayne Anderson has that angle.
Kevin Smith came to public attention over a week ago when cult killings took place at the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries that he led in Montego Bay, St. James. But for his followers, he was known for close to 10 years. During that time, his bizarre teachings and methods were shared with his flock.
If you come from a family of witchcraft, you can identify it. You peel bed late into life. I want to talk to you tonight. Can I continue teaching? You urinate the bed late. That's why you know there's witchcraft in your family.
He also had a taste for the flamboyant.
Police, 2021 and 2019. Look there.
In one of two
Look there. Andrew Holness, are your government this? Andrew Holness, this was 2019. This was your boy, same way. You use government thing and protect him. Uno and the me and down there, the whole uno. You see who we are dealing with? There's some sorcerer,
Police officers on motorcycles through Montego Bay. The occasion was complemented by a marching band. Smith was also an anti-vaxxer. He was of the view that the world was in trouble, especially due to the COVID-19 vaccine. He argued that the drug represented the mark of...
So I could just move him. So. We're going to show the youth where he might end up. Yeah? So that's why them get rid of one, because them have a next one for them over here. It now going to touch the Titans around here. We are the Titans around here, so we don't have no time for them. And them foolishness. But yeah, so we're honest. You see where them dive in, brother?
Well, so well then, that is the culture where we say them a exhibit for a period of time. No. Everywhere them go, you see this type of presentation with some, mythical people around them, calling themselves prophet and all type of thing. But we want to set the record straight as it relates to, Isaac Buchanan. Now, Isaac, as a young man growing up, got himself, entangled with the law, served him time as a juvenile, and rehabilitated very well to the point that, he has gained excellence as a juvenile to come out of that penal institution. He has gone on to be a prominent lawyer. And recently, he was in London at the Privy Council. So in no way, shape, or form, he could be termed as a criminal. So for bug life, you need to make sure you get some beer and ask your friend to spray you tonight. Because you well stink and you stink up the place with beer rubbish, PR stunt you come out with. You can't infiltrate the people in mind right now as it relates to Isaac. Because Isaac is a hero in the eyes of the people in Jamaica and worldwide. If you know a young man can commit, but come back to prominent, bigger and better than before, and now serve the public And I serve them well as one of the top lawyer in Jamaica. Because most of down there, a Peter Pan on play, you know. Yeah, man, a Peter Pan on play, man. Card game with people case. I want to quote the game all the while. So I want you to come off of ISAT and focus on your leader who find himself in some deep water as a sticky bandit, you know. Remember Home Alone, Kevin? Yeah, well, you know, when I have a sticky bandit, him finger can't stay beside him side. So always have to reach out, trouble things when I'm not supposed to trouble. And him a cast me around, you know. And I try to deflect it now and look away. But them way they won't come with, not gonna frighten nobody now because the people are well educated, well informed, and well in tune to where going in Jamaica. Because we as a Titan, we not misled with people, you know, with no rubbish, you know. A factual thing around here, so. No tabloid. So people well informed. So you can't get to them anymore. Gone are the days when you could infiltrate their mind with some little gift like candy. People them not want that again. The people them want bigger things in life now. Them want them own strength to flourish around them. Them not want no handout again. Them not want no promise. Them want real leadership in the country. And from real leadership, the people them will flourish. Nobody now can come get them and trick them and throw pies upon them. And kill out them picnic. And control the country. Like it's a dynasty we have done of that. I want him to turn on this whole in his family. Where them representing a Jamaica. As far as me concerned, the whole in his family representing a Jamaica in no way, shape, or form. As it relates to qualified citizens. They are criminals. They are criminals who are under investigation. Not by me, not the rest of the Titan, but by the IC. Where him himself put in place. So you can't have your dog and your dog bite you. You know, must do something for your dog bite you, man. You do the dog something. Because you want to call the IC as if them not really have no status. And so you want to deal with them. But the IC have integrity. That's why them hold on to you now. Remember, you know, you come and you talk, say, your great grandmother or whoever, our grandmother, the teacher, a little nursery rhyme. But she should have tell you that one, yeah. Every day a bucket go well, one day the bottom of a drop out and your bucket bottom drop out right now. Right now, you're not on a bottom in a your bucket, you know. It's a hole you're gone in right now. All you do is just try to just make yourself be seen and go all about and give people key for house. Why you don't give them the key for the one where you thief? Because you thief the house where you have up so. Give them the key to it because you know what they have to inherit the house there, you know. We're going to take it and make a museum. So just understand yourself down in Jamaica right now because a big garbage you not dealing with the most corrupted government ever assembled anywhere in the world. Even the Taliban them did better on you. You understand? As an elected democratic government, you're supposed to govern with democracy at the forefront of your mind. Not criminality, not corruption, not nepotism, not cronyism, not related to some $1 billion something where I run through a country. Because when you're not silent, you know so you have some farmer, you know, consent to where I go on. So we are looking upon Jamaica now as a place that's supposed to mobilize itself now. Because you did promise Jamaica itself going to be first world country in 2030. And we're not the far. So what we are do right now, so we are mobilize the people. We are change the face of our country. Because we tarnish the reputation of Jamaica, you know. With a bag of shenanigans every week, we don't make headline. And we don't make headline for the wrong reasons. Because like we don't move the country forward and we are hear about some new development and some, you know, firm where come at Jamaica come open up and establish and give the people them work. All we are here from on is corruption. When no corruption are drugs. When no drugs are some sweetheart affair. All type of things. We don't have minister we all order the youth them to be shot and killed. Don't care them in alive, all them type of things. That what kind of government do not run? A democracy country, and it's supposed to run under that concept. It's not supposed to run like a clown thing. Because clown and no clown out the country till you no clown out on yourself. You no realize. Eh? You no clown out on yourself because when you go say the IC is like them not act independent, like them to get some information from the IC you go get information from the bank them. Him not get no information from nobody else. From the bank. And the bank confirm what them for confirm. Some of them that play all lag ahead and like them stubborn no one GIC what them for GIC. But eventually it push through. And the finding what we get, it's authentic. And the findings where people are going to put together because them are do a witch hunt against you. Any witch hunt go on and you are the witch hunt against the people in Jamaica. Yeah? You want to brutalize the majority of the people and hold them down in a bandage. And yeah, you look at cliques, them just flourish. Yeah, and nobody never say nothing. People just turn a blind eye upon your performance. And your performance is non-performance. As it relates to all government for perform. No protocol in a prime ministerial role you carry out. You don't fulfill no obligation. Not even your 100-day promise you don't fulfill all. No. You're a garbage man to the... Hey, let me tell you something. Right now, if me I run Jamaica, which part me last year, man? Not even the sun shine upon you. It's a dark place me I put you. Because you deserve to go to a dark place. Because I don't know what kind of mentality you have when you say you enter into politics, you know. As far as I see, you don't enter into politics to serve the people or the country. You enter into politics at your own ledger for rob the country. Because how you become a politician, by the way, when you don't have no head top. Basically, what I see from you as a leader, you know, is a man who don't have no faculty, you know. It's like a loggerhead. Because if you did have something about you, even this program or this very said program where you feel a destroy you to that bill you can, you'd learn. You don't know where I'm going and where you feel do from where you not feel do. But you're too powerful now you assemble where you assemble around you. Because you start go by the name bro God, I don't know who give all them things there. Which prime minister in the world you see have them type of alias name there. Them name they not fit the international market. Bro God. God for what? God for criminality. God for corruption. God for mismanage your country. And that God there you is. Fix up yourself, man. And yeah, you look at minions them. Come on the front page now because you don't have no face, you know. You don't rub out on the face. Nothing of for nobody look on that job. Let me tell you something. Non-existent as far as I'm concerned, you know. Yeah. Nobody no want sooner hear from you again. Because you run the country like it's a submarine and you run it under. Yeah, so know that. Because in a match, when you sub, you know, you lose. And that you do to Jamaica. The sub Jamaica all over the world. Everybody come and get peace our place. And the native of the land now get nothing. And you sub them out. Yeah. So just understand yourself and me I pass it on out to the next Titan.
Okay.
Yes, brother.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say big up to the chat, big up to TV land and all the persons who are tuning in, right? Respect to all of, Titan followers, big respect. Now, having said that, I want to speak, of course, as it relates to, and Lied, I want to say, thanks for that wonderful delivery, right?
Yeah, man.
For that. I want to say, I want to go back to the pastor Roy Del Roe, and I don't want to call him pastor because obviously he's not a pastor.
Criminal. Good.
Right? He's a convicted felon, but that is an interesting topic that I'm going to zero in on. But first, I want to speak on Isaac Buchanan as it relates to, his history and, his experience in terms of venture into the penal system. So, we are not going to go through the detail in terms of as to why Isaac Buchanan ventured into the penal system, but he had processed through the penal system, right? And, a beacon of light to many youths, particularly many youths who had gone through the penal system and continue to reoffend as it relates to the Jamaica penal system that doesn't focus on rehabilitation. What the Jamaica penal system focus on mainly is crime and punishment. And hence you have a lot of, youths who process through that penal system to the fact that rehabilitation is lacking. Those youths, right, keep on reoffending. If you are to, do a research, right, and, and I'm speaking as it relates to my experience as a police officer, you understand, back in past years, and what I had experienced as it relates to the youths who are doing, criminal activities, keep on repeating. So those were youths that we were dealing with, right, that we call repeat offender. Now, so let us speak about Isaac Buchanan, who had now become a beacon of light to many youths in Jamaica. Number one, Isaac had two experiences where obviously he had learned from them and said to himself, okay, I need to do a self-introspection. Now, Isaac had done a self-introspection, and here today, we are marveled to see as it relates to where Isaac is coming from and where Isaac is today. When many youths look at that, many youths, right, would hope and want to be someone like Isaac, right? Someone who can transition from a particular situation into a situation that he now serves as a beacon of light to many youths and will do justice as it relates to a member of parliament, right? That potential member of parliament that Isaac is going to become, right? No two way about that, right? So we know that Isaac, right, is going to take that seat as a result of experience and as a result of being a shining armor to many youths to take an example from, to say that you can come from the rebels, you can bend here, you can done that, you can drag to the lowest of low. But guess what? When you can get up, when you can dust yourself off, and when you can move forward, right, to make the future better, and where what you are doing now, right, can be a perfect example to many. Isaac Buchanan is such person. So let me just put down Isaac, right, as it relates to Isaac being a successful individual, one that is highly educated, one that is highly efficient, one that is a prominent lawyer, one that has been featured in high-profile cases, one that has been successful in a lot of high-profile cases. So let me close Isaac and put Isaac right, in his comfortable zone. Now let us go back to Roydell Rowe, because the situation with Roydell Rowe is extremely, extremely serious. Let me tell the Jamaican people as to why it is serious. As according to what we have read just a while ago, that Roydell, right, has been charged as it relates to gun, right, and a robbery charges, and put through the system and was convicted. People, I want you to listen to this, because I am going to query something, right, for the coming week, which is very serious to him.
Yes.
Now, so let me set that straight. Let me set that table straight. So we can't compare him with Isaac. Him, as far as I'm concerned, is a criminal. Is still a criminal. Now, if you notice, as it relates to what we just read, is that there was a warrant issue for his arrest. This man was given the option, had gotten bail. Let me say it. So I hope the pastor is feeling me, the criminal pastor is feeling me anywhere he is tonight. Sir, criminal Rowe, you have gotten bail. And as we speak, based on our understanding, right, in terms of what we just read, it simply means that you are a convicted felon that's supposed to face time. Now, based on what we read, you have given bail and you did not show up to the court to be processed. This is significant. That means you are wanted, sir. As we speak, Rowe, I am telling you, if your status has not changed, let me say, I don't know if your status has not changed, but Mystic Sensation.
I'm Mystic by the government, because you know a criminal government. Let me change it.
Yes. If you're, but hold on, Lonesome.
Yes.
It is not like his status can change, right, by the government per se. His status has to change by the judiciary.
That is it, but they may let him go. Because them are criminal too, you know. So we have to take it out for two.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, and that's where I'm going. So anywhere you are, Mr. Rowe, when I finish talk, you understand you're supposed to be fretting if the status doesn't change. Because guess what? Mystic Sensation is going to find out. And when Mystic Sensation find out that your status has not been changed, you have to go in. You have to go in. I mean, I ask you that. Me, Mystic Sensation, I tell you that. Titans, I tell you that. You have to go in. Now, so let me zero in on you. Now we have seen Adley Shaw, right, sitting, right, anticipating his good mixed juice from the criminal, right?
Yes. Good man.
Now we have seen most of all Andrew Holness as a close associate of this criminal. Not a surprise there. Let me say it, people. No surprise there, based on what Andrew Holness is currently under the microscope for. So there is no surprise there.
Good.
Now,
yes.
Let us get this thing straight. I am wondering, when I say that the Jamaica Labour Party appears to be a criminal network, this is the reason why I say that the Jamaica Labour Party is acting as a criminal network, a government gone rogue, based on what transpired. You have seen, right, the illicit aid, right, and where the Prime Minister who ought to know better, right, is leading the illicit aid. He's the pioneer as it relates to the illicit aid. Why did I say that? Beat it till you have my bed. Why did I say that? The reason why I say that, because the Prime Minister would have influenced all his members of parliament not to sign the code of conduct. And so then that goes to intent to say that the Prime Minister went into the politics with a preconceived notion, you understand, appears to moving away from checks and balance. We have seen that. Now, Mr. Rowe, anywhere you are, sir, if you have not gone into the court, right, and deals with your case, and as it is, there is no Andrew Holness administration can legitimize you. Let me tell you that. No Andrew Holness administration can legitimize you. The only process that can legitimize you is the judiciary, because you have no place in the judiciary. The judiciary had tried your case. The judiciary had found you guilty. You were convicted in a court of law. Now, upon your conviction, you had appealed the case. And as such, you had given bail. And what you have done is to jump bail. This is not Mr. Sensation is saying that. It is not Lonesome is saying that. It is not Light is saying that. It's not Titan in general is saying that. We have seen that in a mainstream media publication. So I am saying, and let me say this, right? For the superintendent in that parish or any officer, right, in that parish, they need to really check out if Roy Del Rowe, right? Check the status on Roy Del Rowe. Now, let me say what you say now, so that we don't surprise in terms of what you are saying and how you are defending Andrew Holness as it relates to wrongdoing and criminality, because obviously what you are doing, you're a scammer, you're a con artist, and you are just, taking the Jamaican people for a ride. Who you can take for a ride, right? And those people that I have seen, right, that centers around you, galvanize around you, they are all stupid people. And I am so ashamed of all of them. So ashamed of all of them to know and to allow themselves to be deceived by a criminal like you. Someone who is apparently wanted by the judiciary system. A criminal like you to be deceived. No, so let me say this. Based on your perception, sir, based on your perception. Now, as a pastor, as a so-called pastor, we don't say you're a criminal. We don't say you're a con artist. We don't say you're a scammer. So what you said is in line with your character. But it is the followers in the church supposed to understand that a pastor with good morals and ethics would have never gone down the road that you have went. A pastor with moral character would have never said what you have said. So let me remind you what you have said. You said, when you are a team, right, the team, right, must not be wrong. So then, what you are saying there, and based on the context of the situation, you are saying then that, okay, whatever Andrew Holness had done, the team as it relates to the members of parliament supposed to galvanize around him. Whether he's wrong or right, they ought to defend him. No, so when we dissect that, I am saying that you are a garbage. You're a piece of BS. Let me tell you what you say again. You said Andrew Holness must be multi-rich, right? He should have more than 28 accounts. He should have about 50 accounts. Let me ask you a question, sir.
Money laundering.
Let me ask you a question. On what basis that Andrew Holness should be multi-rich? Are you saying to your comrades, your so-called devilish comrades, that he should be multi-rich as it relates to on the backs of the citizens of Jamaica? Is that what you are saying? And so then you are saying that because you know that you are doing wrongdoing and you are enriching yourself on the backs of those so-called people who are serving you, right? Because they are stupid. They have no brains. And so because you are doing your wrongdoing, you are seeking the legitimization of the government, right? To see your wrongdoing and don't pay notice to your wrongdoing. But let me tell you something. Titan is here. Now let me talk to you from a Titan perspective. We are saying to you that, let me say this, we will be pursuing you as it relates to your legitimacy of you being out on the road. Because remember, as it relates to gun and robbery charge, right, you're supposed to be spending time in the penal system. And if so that you are out, and you did not rectify this, it goes to say, let me say what this is saying to Jamaican people everywhere and particularly where you are at. It is saying Andrew Holness, it is saying Adley Shaw, it is saying all of them who are facilitating you, aiding and abetting a convicted felon to elude justice. Sir, this is what he's saying. Andrew Holness and any member of anyone who know this man, anyone who securing this man, Rodel Rowe, and is not calling him into the authority, they are aiding and abetting a convicted felon. Sir, if you are a convicted felon, I am asking you, sir, don't make it get that Titans of a company back, you know. Don't make it reach to the same. You understand? All I'm saying to you, right? Just go in, give in yourself, you understand, and go and serve your sentence. And Andrew Holness and Andrew Holness worthless administration, stop from aiding and abet. Let me say it loud and clear. Stop from aiding and abet, right? Rodel Rowe from eluding justice. Rodel Rowe supposed to be put in prison where he is. If, let me correct myself now, if his status has not been changed.
So
Andrew Holness and anyone who is facilitating this man, right? You are currently aiding and abetting, so that you hear this from Mystic Sensation. If you never know that this man has run in with the law, no, you would have known. So we are asking the Andrew Holness administration to have this man arrested and charged and put, not arrested and charged, bring him back into custody, put him back into custody and let this man go and do his time. I am asking all the relevant authority, let me speak, all the relevant authority in Mandeville, in Jamaica, please pursue Rodel Rowe and check out his status. If it is that his status, right, has not been changed from a freed felon, then he must be arrested and put in prison where he needs to serve his time. You're coming out talking about you have church and congregation and this and that. Yo, this is stupidness. This is stupidness. You understand? As far as I'm concerned, sir, you're a convicted felon, right? You need to be put in prison. And we are going to dig and find out what is your status. So anywhere you are, Rodel, please, if you know, say, your status, right, whatever, never corrected, remember, you understand, either you are going to run, leave Jamaica, but we are not going to stop until you find yourself back in the state.
Well, we could not have breaking news now. Because it's the Virginia now, you're the breaking news now. Right. Give me the rundown for the breaking news now. Because I want to know if them like Mandeville police did go for him, you know. But him want some money and them free him up back.
We
So,
don't want.
hold on. Give me the rundown. Give me the rundown on this.
Yeah, what did he hear? Did he hear that man the police them go for him?
Yeah.
Then, you know, then let him do that free him up back.
So when you go to him and him charge, when said to you? When said to you? Where you go to him? Yes.
When I said that, I want to see if he's real or what. So when we go to him try to tell me, say me I want brown woman with America there where in Papa, Mr. Benjamin, I know brown woman. I don't know what you're talking about. He said, yes, you have a brown woman, you know, remember? I said, no. I didn't talk to brown woman. And then you might tell me all kind of foolishness. I'm just saying, listen. That time we didn't into an accident, so if you didn't say good, you could have tell me something in an accident and we just said that, you know, say.
Yeah, break up. Yeah. So I never know say an accident, I tell you say it's a brown man you have. How him say about the brown man? So I might tell you things. How much you read again? How much?
In charge $5,000 see talk to you.
5,000.
And what deal with the case at 250,000 Jamaican dollars.
So I'm not for them to go again. This boy a criminal, you know. So him now, who introduced you to him?
And
family friend, them people around you introduced you to him, saying good. Oh, so him, but the police, film place open the world in the world pandemic. Can't be here, you know.
In the world pandemic, you place up in here, so city they so like when you go to embassy, so you go from the back until you catch at the front. Yes, I grown.
So him a be a seat, people stand up and see. So much people see him, so him rich and how man. The criminal rich. Eh? The camera rob people them. Eh?
And then that is very easy to make $1 million, more than $1 million a day.
More than that.
Not charge you 250,000. That's 4 people in a $1 million, you know.
So you know, he might tell you about Bruno man and never know. Say if you don't talk to a Bruno man now, maybe that believe in a way he might tell you, no. But you know you never talk to a Bruno man now. You know he might tell a lie. Boy must say you never remember.
I said, a Bruno man I used to talk to in the church and he will fix me. I said, no, I'm not talking to Bruno man, my brethren. You know you're talking about. I said, I'm telling him, I tell you that Bruno man, let me tell you now. I said, you are telling what I tell you. You don't talk to Bruno man.
A criminal, you know. No, we are laughing, you know, but I have to send him where, you know. This piece of shit.
Man, have to leave the street, man.
Yeah, man, but I have to send him where. So, you know, I have to call them back because, you know, we have you as an eyewitness and them things. So the police, them go film up, them film up back. And me, I say, them a collect from him all the while, you know. So, him not doing time then. Him for going, go serve him time. That means the Shah and the Prime Minister put them to charge them to aid and abetting a criminal.
So,
drink.
So that means the police who have been collecting from him, right, is a situation of extortion. So the police
definitely
know very well that he's supposed to be put in the judiciary and using that to collect money from him. No, this man must go in.
Yeah, man. He must go in, man. So what did
policeman come down and just go in my room and then come up, but you don't know we can specifically give them what they can check him.
Them come and check him and go in there and then them stay in there and then come out back. So I saw them run for them thing. So you cut him off, you know, nothing. I mean, I said, I build a big house. Oh, you call and get the criminal, man. It have a video, you know. Me says the mansion them a build down there, no, you know, brother. Palace, yeah, Mr. Mansion, the man's a palace. No man, ask people to take it for me. See, I'm in dangerous. Anyway, may I go on with my show still, so later, yes, sir? Yeah. No, I got police them down there, you know. But for what? I asked one of my detective brethren to handcuff him, you know. And then we'll do some things about him because I forget him off of the road.
Yeah, man, I have to come off of the road, man. Yeah, right now, I rob him up on the road. I go on with same way.
Yeah.
And I'm not where I do no, it no consign, it's just pure rubbish him go on with, just a trick the people, it's a con artist.
Oh, look at that.
So him for yo, yes,
Yes,
my brother, go on talk.
say, oh, this is a skirm. It's a skirmish, Only spar with all these kind of criminal. Me don't know how, because the youth might have some people where my trick and a can. Instead of them make sure. Remember, this is a guy where we say them convict him appeal, so them give him the bail, and him not going away. Man, the police going pan him, but you say him collect him out there. Him good.
But watch this now, go lonesome and Byron. What kind of connection him have that him can operate right through the pandemic? How him what happened?
Shaw and Holness them.
So you see what we are talking about, the ring of corruption. And it always shine the spotlight for Andrew Holness.
It's crazy.
Them thing I can't go on. It have to stop. No, man, it have to stop, brother. This man in a pandemic woken up and people are good at that's them have to sit down punchy and move around like when they're at embassy. That means a whole heap of people have them police are going to. So what kind of influence him have? Who give him that authority and that power? And by the way, who give him pastoral license? Where him get that from? It look like anybody can turn a pastor in a Jamaica now as far as me see where I go on. But think you study theology for them thing there. You understand? And you gain your ministerial certificate and your ordain and you understand as a pastor, you go out there to serve as a pastor.
Like,
we never know you can be a gunman and a type of robbery.
Gunman,
hey, Jamaica want clean up, man.
Like Byron,
yes.
I'll take you back to this.
Yes.
You see why them get rid of Kevin, because them have the replacement Kevin 3.5.
Yes.
and a 2.0 or 3.5.
2.5.
Kevin, because at the same time they get rid of Kevin, him they are doing things same way. Him they there. So them could have get rid of Kevin because the one a criminal out there, and them them betting criminality. And
Yeah.
they talk about criminal go on stage. Them with this adult criminal one here. Can you imagine?
Them stage criminal.
Shoot you.
Them stage criminal.
And get sentenced. And I know him not doing time. Yeah, because yesterday the police them go female let him go and pay him Jews. And him go on them.
Police are using him as an extortion pocket. Every time I'm go to him dip in him pocket. Cause them know him charge.
No,
so if him did clean, the police would not go to him for money because them know him wanted.
No, but
them know him wanted.
No, it is. And just the want them go female let him go. So now good just the wanted, but he might can the people then. So them have to get piece of that food. 250,000 for get liquor, only and liquor lime and put it in a liquor thing and give you and trick you.
But as Byron say, and me say, I know you say too. The whole of the people in Jamaica now be a lunatic who say I go to church, Because if you can't carry yourself, go sit down in front of them a piece of shit, and say them a pastor. And the way him talk alone tell you say him don't know nothing about pastoral duty. Plus, it look like him have all a female beside him upstage, Jerry. You understand? In a jeans pants.
No, man,
you understand? So a two con man me see on stage. You understand? Two con man, I can the people them. Broad daylight.
By the way, Light and Byron, you no call on a yard and any like car setting material art forget now,
Yes.
I appear that thing where I got
you know so the next one up the top. The next one is on the top and jeans pants,
Appear setting material, so setting.
Yeah. So you see where I go on. Them a celebrity gunman turn pastor.
No, but
them people are mandible is a goddamn shame and indictment for the people that are mandible when we see in the church. You never know some mandible people are lunatic.
Look on this.
Because I know most people from UK, you know, when they go back to Jamaica to reside, most of them.
Profit boss, profit boss. You mean you see profit are coming at town? You see profit at town, you have to see profit. How are you? How are you now? Come in, me profit then. One boss. One boss. Boss, me a touch off a
Well, I feel build back some Jamal. You know, you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
This is what Andrew them having at the place. Say them a work up upon Titans. It can't work. We not believe
I can't trouble Titan. Man, them a piece of shit, man. What kind of hobia?
You remember I told you trouble Angelo Bobia, you know.
I shit them, man. Andrew and the whole of them, they are shit.
Never go play about that. Hey, Byron.
Yes.
Let me show you Angelo them love Bobia. And I'm alone. No, who this? Look here. All them can go, you know, so we them like can go far. How that? Look here. Look at them up there. Them fool, you know. Look at orange, apple, banana, everything when in your house. Flowers, they can't go the light. So this can't hurt anybody. You know, see them people are idiot. Eh? Look on this.
It hurt. Who did I like them?
Look on this.
Who did I like them get hurt?
Great profit.
Great profit. Look on the little nastiness. Gunman, you know. Look on the youth. Them all them are holy man carry him. Look here.
Profit boss, profit boss. You mean you see profit are coming at town? You see profit at town, you have to see profit. How are you? How are you now? Come in, me profit then. One boss.
Hey, cause the people them ask them for the set team material. Them what around 5 set team make film clothes, you know. One a film suit, you know. The material, you know. Look on this. Here the hand where the youth are beg, make me touch your hand. Yeah.
One boss. Boss, me a touch off a hand.
One man, and him a touch, you know. And him so convinced that him a say, oh, I have to get a car. Hold on, no move. Yeah, Chris. Yeah. Oi.
Good night to your panel.
Yes.
But I want to ask the panel this question. Do they think Jamaica is a serious society? I want them to step up and objectively look at what is happening in Jamaica. And the people who are in front and making the sound and the noise. And I want them to tell me as Jamaican, are we a serious people? Because from where I sit in, I try to look at it from every objective angle. And I cannot come up with that answer and say we are a serious people. We're not a serious people. We're a people full of gimmicks, noise, sound, and fury. But I do not see in this generation how we go and dig ourselves out of these problems we're having.
Chris.
I don't see it.
Chris. All right, Mystic answer something. But I tell you have people like, well, you are one away, Chris. Right? And Mystic and we, the Titans, they are one away, you know. Yeah. So you have people like we were serious when on the tabloid, but, you know, people look up to and, you know, we have some influence more than them too, you know. Where the people, the kind of people where we react to. And a good thing, we got the whole 14 parishes too. And a good thing when we talk, you know, people know so we serious for us, you know. So we are touch a lot of people because our people them last, you know. A lot of our people them last. And we get back a couple of them right now, brother.
We and I couldn't put it any better than you said it a while ago. I think we are adrift.
Yes.
I think the lunatics have taken over the asylum.
Yes.
And you know, with social media, remember, you know, one time when you're mad, you stay in your corner and you hold your crazy talk to yourself.
Yeah.
But now with social media, every lunatic they have the mic and them saying the most things and them saying nothing.
Nothing.
It really made me wonder how we go and get out of this situation, because I don't think we're a serious people. I really don't think we're a serious people, because the problems we have take serious people to solve them.
Yes.
And we have a brother leading the country who is about gimmicks. It is about conning people. You know, the man is corrupt to the core, and yet you have people that will stand up and defend this man that have $400 million, never working at the private sector, and cannot explain how I'm getting money. And you have these people that will defend him, including people in the media. So how we going to get out of this situation we in?
No, but hear this. When we vote them up, we lock up them backside. I will not put them. So you get the forensic thing that and lock the go after them. Media when not good take with them license. You have to come with some drastic measures and change your place. Because them guys with some draconian thing what them are going with, you just vote them out. Deal with it on a democratic level. But remember, we have to take back the taxpayers' money from them. And we have to set example, brother. If you don't set example, it will never change. You understand? You know, come in and ramp with them. You understand what I say, Chris?
I want to talk to the Titans, and I want to ask them this question. If you have a country that 70% of the population don't vote, is that a failed state in some regards? And I'm not talking about like Haiti. I'm talking about because a democracy is based on participation. And if you have 70% of the population opting out of the process, how can that be a functioning democracy?
Sure. That's why we have to build it up back.
Well, that is a field the society, you know, as it relates to democracy. Because I mean, if you're not participating in democracy, then you're participating in nothing. And this is why Jamaica is in the predicament as it is today. Because what the people are gravitating to, as you say, Chris, is just pure gimmicks. They're not looking at the real issue that will propel the country forward and make their life better. If you can just come and dangle any garbage in front of them, they will grab onto it because they are easily manipulated because of lack of education. Jamaica education has demise in such a way that the percentage that the students are getting now is under 20% pass mark.
That's a disgrace.
So exactly. And these are the fundamental grassroots issue that we have currently in Jamaica. Children are not being properly educated. So they are not being prepared. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
What I like about what Mark Golden said about education, basically, Mark said we have to go back to the fundamentals. We have to start at the basic 2 level, and we have to build that up. And so that when that child graduates to the next level, they come into that classroom and understand the fundamentals. And you can't start in the middle of the process. You must start at the beginning. And so I listen to what Mark Golden has to say about education. It's not a quick fix. And he understands that it takes, turning a culture take a generation to do it. But you have to do it. But are we the kind of people in Jamaica that have the kind of foresight to stay the course? Because we see Michael Manley started to do. Michael said, listen, I want to educate you now. I want to go to house, and I want to go to land lease so I can go farm and free yourself. And them turn for Michael Manley because Eddie Siaga said he want to put money jingling in them pocket. And them sell out Michael Manley. We have to have, if people are the building blocks of society, we have to have the right kind of blocks to build a society. And so you have people like Andrew Holness who come along with them gimmicks and in flowery language and trick them because they're easily tricked, because we don't have intelligent, educated people anymore. And that's sad to say, but that is absolutely true.
Remember Byron take that thing there from you. Byron, you're saying that.
All right, Chris, I want to say, I understand your curiosity, but let me just put what you're saying in a context. So basically, what you're concerned with, you're saying that our democracy is under threat. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay, so all right. So let me say this to you, Chris, which I do agree with you as it relates to the current administration, that our democracy is under threat. Now, when you see an administration like what we are witnessing, the Andrew Holness administration, right, were able to corrupt the criminal justice system. And let me explain this. When I say the criminal justice system, there are 3 branches of the criminal justice system, which one is the investigation branch, and you have the prosecutorial branch, and you have the judiciary branch. And this administration somewhat corrupted both the investigation and the prosecutorial. So now let us reason. Now, we are talking about the concern that you have if we don't have the ability to recognize what is happening in our space at this current time as it relates to what we're seeing unfolding, as it relates to there's so many areas as it relates to our society is breaking down. The level of lawlessness that permeated over the country. Like very good concerns that you have. But let me say this to you. One of the initiatives as it relates to, let us go back to Michael Manley, right? A leader who have, vision beyond walls. Now, let me explain that. Michael Manley know that for a nation to move forward, that nation has to be educated. That nation has to be educated.
Absolutely.
All right. So what you have seen over the evolution of our politics is one political philosophy which speaks to democratic socialism that see its people, right, for its people to be educated, right, be aware, right, and push forward to nation building. That is democratic socialism. And so the philosophy that centers around that equal opportunity to all throughout, right, the country, where each person in Jamaica can be a stakeholder within the space of the economy as it relates to equal opportunity.
Well, Lloyd, let stick up in, let me make a point. And it's to go along with what you're saying. When Michael Manley put in free education, and within that short period of span, do you realize that most of the doctors, lawyers, and so forth that came out of that era went to school, went to the University of the West Indies and the campuses in the Caribbean because of that free education thing?
Yes.
And you can trace a lot of them back. If they're honest, they will tell you. Even Andrew Oldest.
Yes. But Chris, hold on before you finish. But even the current Brian Sykes, that's the
Justice Minister.
Yes. Him talks Michael Manley make him come from country and thing and see where him there. Him the man will run the whole thing. Yeah, right?
Wayne, I sent you that thing on Botswana, and I sent it to you for a reason.
I'm going to play that too, I'm going to play it.
Yes, and I want you to put it up, Wayne. Now, one of the reasons I want you to put it up, Botswana, next to South Africa, was one of the poorest countries in the world.
Yes.
The guy that was the premier, the first premier, spent most of the earnings he got from the diamond industry on education. Most of it. And clamped down on corruption. And now Botswana is one of the most successful countries on the continent. And everything traced back to the fact that the man said education is what going to pull us out of this poverty. And absolutely it's true. If you look at Singapore and all of these countries, and China, for example, China used education to catch up with the West. It took only 50 years to catch up to the West because of education. I'm saying them kids overseas to America, to Canada, to Australia, and all these countries, and educate them, and they went back to China. And they were the building blocks of the society. So any country that turned them back on education will be a failed country. And let me tell you, we have turned our back on education in Jamaica. And I want anybody to call in and say that is not the case. I challenge anybody.
Right, don't move, Chris. I'm going to play that. I'm going to play a video right now. I'm going to show you one of these African countries, one of these same one right now. I'm going to play something where the Prime Minister said today. Less than a minute. Where he said to the people, then because people like us, He might try to tell people, say, oh, don't listen to this. He might spread propaganda, then they're going to play something with Africa. Just watch this. Look at this, people. Prime Minister first.
My grandmother used to say, you have to be able to pick sense out of nonsense. And she was not a well-schooled woman, but she had the sense of discernment. Not everything that is published, not everything that is written, not everything that is carried by gossip and rumors should be believed. Information is like food. Be careful what you feed your mind. Be careful where you get your information.
Surely not from you, go outside. Surely not from you, go outside. So I'm going to show you something in Africa. You see when I start though, I tell them information like food, be careful. Remember this is the lightest man on earth, you know. We no mean nobody no good, no mean not at all no good about there. Make I show you something from Africa now. Make I show you something. Wanna watch this now?
By the way, this is quite interesting. Knowing that this is a country that right after independence, they never had even a single university in the country. And guess what? The people came together to build the country's first ever university. You know how they did it? Can you come closer? You know how they did it? Each family member brought one
beast, one person, one beast.
What do you mean a beast?
A beast is a cow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
one man, one cow. So each family brought a cow, and then that money was raised to build a university. That is one of the best practices of fundraising in the African continent. In fact, in the whole world, where the entire country came together, donated a cow. This cow was sold as meat to the European Union, and the money raised to build a university. And it's out of this university since 1976 to 1978 that education in Botswana has been free.
So in Botswana, you get paid to go to school, just like that.
In Botswana, you get paid to go to university.
Oh, okay.
In Botswana, you get paid even to plow. In Botswana, is also free health.
Free health?
Yeah.
So everything is free.
This just shows you the kind of governance that you have in this country. You cannot find it anywhere on the planet.
Listen, I don't believe I need to find a student to talk to. Hi, excuse me.
Hello, mommy.
Can I speak to you for 1 minute? Are you a student of this university? Is your tuition free? I'm sorry. No, is your tuition? Can I just one?
Don't worry.
Second. Is your tuition free? Oh, the tuition is free. Sponsored by the government. I'm sorry. I just can't believe it. That's what I'm asking. I know you don't want to be on camera, but it's okay. But you mean you go to school for free? Do you get a like monthly stipends or something? Did you? When are you receiving the first one? This month? This month you got it already? You finished it? Oh. On Friday. This week Friday. So maybe we can be friends and they give you half of your money.
How much you guys get paid?
How much did they pay you every month?
1.5 because I'm on campus. I'm an on-campus student.
Your voice, I can hear you. Why are you so shy? Like you're on campus, so you get how much?
1.5.
1.5. And if you're off campus, you have to get more of that?
You get 1.9.
That's a lot of money.
What do you mean? Like even if you live off campus, you have to get more money?
Yeah.
By the government?
Yeah. And they're talking about more than 16,000 students. And these are like A-class students. They passed from high school.
What? Yeah. Nah, this is a good country to stay in, man. Like, so which means you are being paid to go to school.
Basically.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Basically, no money comes from your parent. So you just... Does it mean that from primary to school was free for you?
Yes.
What's the educational system here?
It's primary, secondary, and university.
Wow.
Where do you do your primary?
I went to a private school. So
Which one?
So she went to a private school.
In Lapotois. This where?
Mau.
In Mau. It's one of the best schools in Mau.
Oh, wow.
Where you were in the Delta?
Oh, when I was in the Delta. Yeah. She's a rich kid then. She's a rich kid. No, really nice to meet you. And it's good to know that you go to school for free. Thank you.
What are you studying?
Bachelor of Sciences in Mathematics.
Wow. Oh, she's a smart lady too.
Yeah.
All right. Nice to meet you. So this is a monument that is dedicated to the families that actually contributed a cow in order for them to build this university. So I don't know if you can see if your family member's name is in here. Let us know in the comment section. But much respect to all these people that sacrifice their cows in order for you and I to be educated freely in this university. Wow, so many people. It's like the entire country then. Look at that. Like the entire country donated. This is beautiful, man. I've never seen any story like this before. This is definitely my first time seeing something like this. So let me pick up one name and pronounce it. So JF Ramsden and family. Mr. and Mrs. G Skeletu. Yeah, so that is a beautiful African story. Shows how if we come together, even $1, we can actually build something. You know, this should be a lesson to Africans that you can't do things all by yourself. You know, Africans are communal. Let me show you one thing that you all don't know. We are the only race on planet Earth that our hair does not grow single. Like our hair always grow together. It means that we always have to, you know, learn to work together. We are the only race. There's no race on Earth. Do your research and find that. And even our hair is stronger. So when we come together, we are mighty. This.
So you see this? You see what we are talking about now, the same medication, but them do one cow. One.
Yeah.
The family, one cow. That's why I say we have to think about we're poor and needy people. Them can we come together. But not Andrew own this. No government.
But
just trump with the poor and trump with the people them where I try. Even if you have a taxi or run or you sell a market, them trump you and pick up for the big boys them. When I move the country.
Okay.
Are them self-centered.
So Wayne, as it relates to what I was saying, I just give me a few minutes. You understand? Yes. Let me drive home the point.
Yes.
In terms of what Chris concerned with, right? And so then we understand as it relates to the focus that Michael Manley had, wanting us to educate ourselves, because education, right, is the hub of success. Now, let us go through the evolution as it relates to the two political philosophy, which is democratic socialism, right, that deals with equal opportunity across the length and breadth of Jamaica, and that every single Jamaican is to be a stakeholder as it relates to the economy. Now, when you look on the philosophy of capitalism, particularly where I'm going to address, because capitalism is talking about the business aspect, right? The market, right? Supply and demand, and so forth and so forth. But what we are talking about now is we are going to, you know, zoom in on what we call crony capitalism. This is where it gets really serious now as it relates to crony capitalism. Now, if you notice, this is what the Jamaica Labour Party really practice. Crony capitalism. That means only the few, the 1%, right? The elites, right? Being rich. And, you know, they believe in trickle-down economics. So when we talk about trickle-down economics, you mean that, okay, the 1%, right, in the bubble, right, should get all the benefits. And after they are satisfied, right, after their belly full, then things will trickle down, right, to the bottom. No, that sort of economic strategy has never worked before, nowhere in the world, to be successful, right? So then when you look, let us look back in the true history where you have the Jamaica Labour Party found themselves corrupted. And when we say that to every advance, the People National Party advance through democratic socialism, the Jamaica Labour Party, when they get in power, right, it is always 2 steps backward. Remember that we are talking about education and the importance of education as it relates to how PNP, right, perceive education and wanting for the nation to be educated, as opposed to the Jamaica Labour Party. Now, just imagine Sir Alexander Bustamante in terms of Sir Alexander Bustamante era. What did Sir Alexander Bustamante say? Sir Alexander Bustamante said, "Saltfish is better than education." This is a true statement of Sir Alexander Bustamante, and it seems as if that is how the Jamaica Labour Party has been cultured from ever since, as it relates to the foundation of the Jamaica Labour Party, as it relates to that sort of, mindset. You understand, that sort of hustling mindset. While the People's National Party, right, said, okay, to get ahead, you have to be educated. So now, let us deal with certain things here. If you look on the corruption of the Jamaica Labour Party from before 1962, as a matter of fact, from 1954 until now, let us ask ourselves the question, and I want people to Google, I want people to use up the necessary search engine and to find out how many times the Jamaica Labour Party member of parliament run afoul with the law, gone into the judiciary, sentenced and sent to prison. And not only that, the particular nature of their crime is to attack the education system. In all of our history from 1954 until now, we have four persons from out of the education ministry has run afoul with the law and placed in prison. So then you ask yourself the question, why is it that the Jamaica Labour Party always try, right, to attack our education system? Because guess what? It is the methodology of their corruption. The less people are educated, the better their chances are to survive. And so then the more people are educated, people will aware, look into their corruption, ID them, and call them out. So guess what? The few persons who are educated, right, some of us are on social media, right, and to highlight and educate, you understand, and bring back our people, you understand, to go back to the history and awareness of what happened, what really evolved over the political period, right? And then you will see definitely that the Jamaica Labour Party, to me, in terms of my perception, the Jamaica Labour Party must be eliminated from our political history forever, right? And should not be mentioned. The Jamaica Labour Party is a disease, it's a virus, and honestly speaking, I am 100% honest. If people are to do the history as it relates to the amount of offense that Jamaica Labour Party had. Now, when you think about the Jamaica Labour Party, one of the wickedest situations that they had done in history was the Eventide burning down of Eventide home. Over 150 persons, elderly, died in that fire to do what? To gain political mileage.
To get power.
To get power. Edward Seaga. Edward Seaga, right? And Mackenzie. Yes. Right? I am going to show clips in terms of Mackenzie awareness in those times. So when you see them, they are coming out, right? And speaking and telling lies and want to go down that road. That is what they used to. Now, this is not Mystic Sensation is telling lie and the Jamaica Labour Party. No, the FBI, the CIA, right, having their record of what unfolded in
everything.
Right?
And the problem jelly with them use for light the place and then black it and everything with them.
Exactly.
Use them.
People are now remember again, look again. Now we are going to talk about the 1995 financial meltdown, so I'm not going to say much until we get there. Yes. Lonesome. You understand? Yes. So we're going to leave that. But you are going to see connection after doing of 1995 as it relates to what Edward Seaga did. Right? Andrew Holness came and repeated it with Berita. right, where Beretta had given the Prime Minister $50 million unsecured loan. Well, guess what, people? It was the very same thing that Siaga had done in the 1995 that caused the financial breakdown, where Dan Crawford, Edward Siaga, Paul Chen Young, right, and Hugh Croskery, who is now featuring into SSL, Hugh Croskery, Andrew Holness, and Nigel Clark, deadly trial, right, bringing back FinSac 2.0 and repeating the details in SSS, what they did with FinSac, what SSL done in terms of comparison, correlation with FinSac. Paul Chen Young took the investors' money and went into Florida and buy up assets and hide them. Paul Chen Young and Hugh Croskery hide those assets. Now, let us bring forward to SSL. Who left standalone? Hugh Croskery, who had worked with Paul Chen Young in 1995, carry out the atrocity as it relates to the financial meltdown. Hugh Croskery, Nigel Clark, and Andrew Holness. What they are doing now, you can see now we have millions of dollars ringing through, you understand, accounts as it relates to Andrew Holness. Let me tell you something, people. I am not going to hesitate to say it. This crime, as it relates to FID, investigating this crime, it is going to go back to ADMAT. When it goes back to ADMAT, you are going to see that the source of funds that ADMAT get is coming out of SSL. That's why I want FID to not leave out ADMAT. ADMAT is the genesis of Andrew Holness crime. And I rest and yield for another Titan.
Yes, all right. So we want to show you, I did just touch that. Oh, let me just make Gary same 2 cents because we want to touch the same thing the way it does touch right now. So let me just get Gary because in car from earlier, right? Let me just get back Gary because he want to touch a little fire. Touch a little fire upon that. But me tell him I got to touch him back, you know? All right. Let me just Gary. Yeah, in the boat. See me get him back fast. And then we just touch a little quick fire, yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna touch back on this now. The FinSac thing. We're gonna touch back the FinSac thing. Yeah. And we're gonna drop. Let me just go to this. Right? And we just go through a little quick thing also. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, Gary.
Blessings.
Yeah, man.
Bless up, big up everyone.
Yes. Yeah, but yeah, right, yeah. Turn on your TV. Turn on your TV.
Yeah.
Turn on, yes, man.
Yes. Bless up everyone, you know.
Yes, man. But there, man.
I was quite Alex there.
Hey, but I have no way Alice there, you know. It's supposed to go. Them just charge a little money, you know.
No, we're going to have a job for Alice because we put them, we're going to need Alice to cook for them.
Oh.
I like that.
Yes, because I decided, say one man I had an Indian road boy, so put a price in, and I them the people that will make around the country, like, you understand, like, the moral gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Them aiding and betting with criminals straight, you understand? And then them same man like fling some stone in a hack pen. Cause them are there again. Them like fling stone in a hack pen, yes, man.
But, you know, John did man hang after a straw, you know, so they right now they might hang on from whatever they can hang on, but I eat this for them, you know.
Yes, man. And even more, I said something, okay, where the Prime Minister come and said to people about you for listen to this and know where you collect this. Yeah, the like this, man, right now, everybody want to know how you make money. Because remember, you know, him don't have a workforce, you know, brother. My brothers, this man don't have a workforce. But yes, still him have holding thing with too much 100 million around to it, much money, and him don't, them not have a pay stub.
And you not pay tax and you
Nothing, not pay. And when you say, oh, I get the money, but the money I run to it. Like I mix it all over. 28 account, and them have a thief. I say if you have 52, if you get 22 more. 50.
You see the wife, the wife,
yes.
the wife, one,
yes.
the wife, and one of the You know, so we need our first lady in Jamaica. She not be like a first lady because sometimes the way home here I talk to Angela Brownberg, I say, I wonder if you must say no woman she talk like ourselves. Like, you know, that's what grown so with them attitude that we don't want them something we need good representation, like, you know.
Yes. But you were meant to tell them now, Gary. I mean, no, see you. So you're a call you, the whole of your family down there and tell them, as them say go, make sure everybody have them get enumerated. As them say go, you know, you move out this, you know, uncaring criminal chopping government fast. You understand? And set up some tribunal for them because you can't just let them go so. Poor people, money, gone down. Cannot. Must not.
Mash up the country.
And I try to trick people think PR can work again. Can't work. One of them rich. They have come from poor background. Yes.
And they not pay no tax.
No.
And they might tell poor people to pay tax. They don't say a scam, they must scam out. And that's what time with people them to realize certain things. Every and I tell you a story now, you know, one time I have an auntie and her husband dead, so we have two houses. And you know, so the husband dead in the house, and you know, the house get vacant, so we have to rent out it. And we rent the house to some stranger, and then the stranger them come in the community and start ask questions. Somebody in the community tell them so somebody dead in the house. The lady call me and tell me say she have to move out there because dopey are bad her in it. So me say, yo, I want me to do to calm that woman. You know, so me get to our index bottle with some water in it. And go spray in the house. And the people them live in the house until our storm come and mash up, you know.
Or they never move. You just give them some a Windex and say everything good and them believe. But if a criminal when I catch them we don't know them that broke. That's to show our people them believe in this other thing hard and them thing than dopey and them thing there, no? Yes.
Yeah. Because as to where you say your father did and gone, you know, man, and if science did real, you know, man, you don't want to
You don't want to see about my old man, I'm a creator, I'm the creator, man. And mama,
my mother did and gone, I love my mother so much. That's a reason with her.
You have to practice up here. Then Byron.
Yes.
All the way there, you know, and so we are no way to do it, I win the lot a long time. And then hear this. I'm very ambitious. Someone don't want this. And the world leaders, them and the big bank, them will work over Africa control.
Exactly.
And the richest that a man, them come and say, you sign over the things them to you. And that other man, them will fight for. Not forget poor people money. No, you think about it. Them that win the lot a long time, them don't want your money. Them that super rich, them can't miss the lotto. Them can't lose no gambling. A matter of fact, them all get a jet plane and come to them because Boeing and make plane and the one of them place. And when you look, them just send two up your way. Look, man just say, you not pay feet. Plane a come land and your own. Free flight. Everything that free for them.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? You know, me I do a maths and me I try size up Andrew breathing, man. Andrew give me a meditation like my link up with the you know, because that them people are women associated with. You can just imagine me that foreigner and my wife that Jamaica went there, I don't see this pastor boy, I feel up my wife and I talk about open your mouth and drink oil. You don't know what boy I put in your mouth. Hey?
I can't even look at the oil. I feel more oil. I have your wife. That's why I say you have your wife. Yeah. When you have your wife and your wife and next part of your wife are firm, you know. You understand? We're firm like you. See, yes, you can't have some little bummy wife, man. If some little idiot can come take and then believe in a foolishness. They mash up family, you know. Eh? A matter of fact, one day on the boulevard tell the woman say she will come and because demon in her vagina. And him a 90 and rape her. You Google it to see it in her paper. Yes. And she sit down about demon and she make him a 90. He was talking about a 90 out the demon to him rape her. She a joke.
You know, so I think it's serious because you know, see, I look like it look like a one party and did that come from and then go do some wrong and then
He might kill off Adisha, you know. He might work for Adisha and Adisha, look at Adisha when them say was that time. I'm sure them something fast. I'm going to show them something fast. Look, you know, this is in a Mama P time, just the other day, right? And I'll show you 3 of them. Where them there? When you come up on my screen, I'm at my soul. All right, see them here, on the look on there. and look on their prosperity. You know, say, the shall feel right back. No, I'm a rep on the shall say, I try to cleanse him. So to them, get the shall when him look so, you know. And look how him look now, and the shall want to learn. I drink up and mix up. And him do the shall so, you know. Look how the man just stay the other day. It can't be, and not even a decade when I look at. From years to years, so. Look on all and enjoy him look. I him do and just up to man.
I wait the pastor said the truth's name we.
Not dead yet. Not dead yet. We're not dead yet. You're not dead yet. Him said, we're not dead yet. Eh? Yes. I'm doing all the show, so. So that, yeah, because
what can go so?
Eh?
What can go so?
You can't just imagine that them the people they have this someone have the key to the country. And we are look on them to say them for come stand up. Right, enough is enough, man. The man for just call the election. Just call it.
You want to trick people again about when you don't listen to this a tight and him a drop him out pan, you know.
Yeah.
You understand?
Well, I'm people around a feeling.
Eh?
I'm here for you around a feeling.
Yeah, man, see we have it, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Beat it till I'm a bend.
Yeah, man, we have it for you, man. Now move. Yeah. All right, but there you are. All right, cool. I'm going to bring up something pan line right now, you know. Because I'm going to show them something. Let me show them a little case right now. Let me just bring up this right now. Hold on there. Bring up this right now. So one of them I want to bring up. Bring up a one, yeah. See if you can't see that one, Byron. You can't see it? You can't see it? Byron?
Yeah.
All right, go on through.
Okay, Kingston, former head of the defunct Eagle Group of Companies, Dr. Paul Cheng Young, has accused the Financial Sector Adjustment Company, FinSAC, of abrogating its duty to protect locally owned business in the 1990s, resulting in the life insurance and banking institution being sold out to overseas interest. Now,
continue.
The wholesale takeover of financial institution by FinSAC was totally contrary to its mandate, its terms of reference, and its exit strategy. As such, FinSAC abrogated its duty, Dr. Chen Young told the FinSAC Commission of Inquiry at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, New Kingston, Thursday, April 14, obviously talking BS.
Yeah, but we know, but I'll show them something though. That's
the Commissioner's accountant, Warwick Bogle, and investment banker Charles Ross are looking into the 1990s financial meltdown and the role of the government-created holding company FinSAC in disposing of the assets and debts it acquired during the period.
Hold on, for what? For disposing of assets
and debts it's acquired during
FinSAC, you know, go through.
Dr. Chen Young, an economist and investor who built the indigenous Eagle Group of companies from scratch, and this same Eagle Group of companies from scratch are the ones that rob the investors and took their money, buy up properties and hid them. So we need to point out that.
Yes.
Was testifying via video conferencing from Vancouver, Canada. He has been living abroad since the 1990s after a lawsuit was brought by two of his former companies which were acquired by FinSAC, and him being stripped of his assets, including personal assets and right to
let me tell you this. This should have happened to Cosby too.
Exactly.
FEMA said too.
Exactly. He said that the financial crisis became evident in 1996. The insurance companies meant to address the problem, right? A Pricewaterhouse was commissioned to undertake a study to determine the amount of funding needed for the life insurance companies to stay afloat.
Hold on, don't move. So, he might tell you, say, for the life insurance company, at the government, they doing the life insurance company, or they mean by for stay afloat.
Exactly.
And take it and him grab up and him do all kind of things.
Exactly.
Our taxpayers money now for bail them out. Can't you know?
Okay. All right. A team comprised of Dr. Cheng Young, Dr. Marshall Hall, And Dennis Lala was appointed to take the case to the then Minister of Finance, Dr. Omar Davis.
No passes after float. No. They came up with an estimated $20 billion they want. Our taxpayers' money.
Yes.
The government never take this from them. The government never do this. Them have for them thing a sink. Them at the time they want 20. See them that 20 estimate 20 billion.
Exactly.
So comprised of Dr. Chin Young, Dr. Marshall Hall, and Dennis Lola was appointed to take the case.
Yes.
Then Minister of Finance. So them a look money after they grab up and do what they want to do.
Exactly.
Like so this was no government making, brother. This alone that tell us say them a wobble. See?
You know, and then I'm glad all you point out this because you have a lot of people who they jump on a talk about FinSac, you know, and don't understand what
them go to the people and decide, see it? Them go and as a government, you have to go bail we out, you know. Same like SSL.
Yes.
Government say, nah, bail out, but you still might pay the people them where they work. You know, say, I know the people them can't get back their money. So I know those them alone, enough more places them right now people borrow things from them and all kind of thing. This was no government making.
Exactly.
This a matter of fact, him himself, them in a 2013, when them have the inquirer, and them have give him look at testimony, when them look at thief himself. I'm going to go back and show them, even film testimony, and this is not government that just something and it popped on upon them.
Yeah.
And then rub up the people, them and do all kind of things, and then they go for government and I say, you have to come bail we out with taxpayers' money.
Yes. And we need to explain to them that one of the reasons why they were in that conundrum was several unsecured loans that they were giving.
Yes.
Right? So the team.
Yeah, all right, look assistant. Go yes, sir. The team met with Dr. Davis.
Yes. The team met with Dr. Davis. He said, and the minister promised to consider assistance.
Okay. What if me a promise assistance? What that mean?
Exactly.
Have you do anything?
Exactly.
Have the people them a borrow and you borrow when the thing balloon out and it out to mash up the whole thing. You come to the government for rescue. Oh, the boy like camp and this man, like the man thief something and the man do something bad.
Exactly.
The debt have to go sell, brother.
Exactly.
If them did have money, you want to sell the debt then.
Exactly.
You don't buy the debt. Parting young when them don't thief up the money.
Right.
And mash up people and then think up and people then borrow something. Man borrow like 10 million, it go to 150 million.
But
and the government borrow nothing from.
But one thing that we need to identify that all of these men, they were associated with the Jamaica Labour Party.
Of course, all of them.
Definitely.
Parton Young, Hugh Croskerry, right? Dan Crawford and Edward Phillips Yaga. They are the one that caused, you understand, the financial meltdown. They are the soul. So when people are talking, right, with the lack of ignorance, right, and talking about Omar Davis do this and Omar Davis do that.
The man they mash up the place. So
they need to go and do their research like this to show the evidence. Omar Davis did not do anything, right? Omar Davis utilized the mechanism as it relates to FinSac, right, to try to save the economy. As a matter of fact, right?
So read this now. I'll read this again now. So
yes, the team,
right? Center assessment, right? Continue.
The team met with Dr. Davis. He said, and the minister promised to consider assistance, and that each company should submit their financial projections for assessment.
See it?
Right?
So if them never in a trouble, let me ask you now. So if them never in a trouble and they never mash up and do one, them that go to the government for assistance?
Exactly.
If them did have money for buy the debt, remember what the government do, buy and keep the debt, I have to find somebody for buy the debt. Somebody for make back, you're not going to get back all of your money, you know. But remember, the government fault this, you know. And them, for them, think this. Like SSL right now, same thing. What happened to these people?
Exactly.
So what them say, so here what them say, sell it to foreign investors. So who go buy it? But them never have them friend who buy it. Them have the money for buy it. Them thieves the money and hide it, brother. Look what them say about what?
Yes, open code. But it provided to be a useless exercise as all of the companies were eventually taken over by FinSac and sold to overseas interests.
So me ask you now, who did that Jamaica for buy it? Why they never sell them? Since nobody never did it for buy it. So you lose everything, you want to get back maybe a 50% or something. And everything comes and dry down the whole country.
And,
But
and,
let's put this by Dr. Davis.
Yeah, let me address that paragraph because some people, you understand, as it relates to rumor that they were asking the government, right, for the government to give them a chance to buy in that and where blah blah blah. The fuck of the matter. They didn't even have the money. They didn't have the money to buy. So how the government is going to give them a chance to do that? The government have to utilize fintech as a mechanism, you understand, to save the economy. Because not only that, it would affect Jamaica, it would also affect the entire Caribbean basin.
Of course.
Right? And so then why are people trying to blame Omar Davis as if Omar Davis, you understand, as if Omar Davis is the person who had given unsecured loan? Now, this is the reason why Andrew Holness come back, right, and repeated this very same behavior in a Berita, utilizing FinTech 2.0, where Berita had given Andrew Holness $50 million. $50 million unsecured loan. Unsecured loan. Those were the very same practices, you understand, that went on, that caused the 90s financial meltdown. And what they did with the investors' money was they weren't investing, right, as they ought to. What they had done was to steal, right, investors' money and go and buy up properties. The very same thing that happened into SSL. And that is the reason why Nigel Clark, right, doesn't want to show, right, in totality, you understand, as it relates to the crawl report, but taking bits and pieces, putting up on website. You don't want to see bits and pieces. See the entire thing, and we are asking Nigel Clark, right, because Nigel Clark is leaving all of that behind. Where the crawl, as a matter of fact, crawl who had investigated SSL, right? Both crawl, right? FID, both crawl and FID, who had investigated, make a complete report, right? A comprehensive report, right? And make recommendations for persons to be charged. So my question, Holness question, light question, we are asking, who were the persons that Crawl and FID recommended to be charged? Why the people are not hearing, you understand, of those persons who were recommended to charge? What happened? The DPP sit on it, you understand, and acting to play smart in saying that the DPP, need more information. So let me ask, and this is the question that I'm asking. The DPP doesn't have the high-level experience as it relates to financial crime. I have played time and time where the DPP on a seminar, and the DPP said out of her own mouth that financial crime is not so sexy to be prosecuted. Give her the run of the mill, you understand, with other criminal crime. She mastered that. But financial crime, she has to seek expertise. No, so then, okay, you seek the expertise, right? And as it relates to what happened to SSL, Nigel Clark had come to the realization that FID alone could not have investigated SSL, right, and come with a formidable conclusion because it is out of the scope of SSL. So what Nigel Clark did, Nigel Clark went and got FID, you understand, who has the expertise, the caliber, the capacity, the reach, the ability, you understand, to do the task. Okay, FID came in, FID had done, right, what needs to be done, right, using modern data analytics, right, using all the best procedures thereby, you understand, and FID found out that there are a lot of persons who have culpability, you understand, to SSL, right? But guess what? It has to be hush-hush. No one doesn't need to know, right? And then this is the ultimate wrong. So I am asking, Nigel Clark is leaving, right? And Nigel Clark has not remedied the situation, right, in terms of revealing that so that people have an awareness, right? Now, while they are playing smart, right, in terms of, suppressing the information, right, then you have Bolt coming out clearly, and Bolt is saying, listen, man, I don't get my money, I'm tired of the anti-punky as it relates to what you people are doing, Government is suppressing the information, you understand? And even Bolt doesn't even know what is happening to his money. Bolt is asking the question, who stole my money? Bolt doesn't even know that, but it is apparently clear. It is apparently clear that what people need to identify that in 2011, let me say it out clear. Andrew Holness purchased the land and used 4 transactions, right? And strapped for cash. However, Bolt put his money into SSL 2012. Let me ask the question, when did Andrew Holness started to build? Now, let me tell you something. People will talk about, Mystic Sensation talking about conspiracy theory and really and truly, he doesn't have the evidence and so forth and so forth. Okay, fine. But we are talking about deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning, common sense, right? Now, when you look at that and you realize that, okay, when did ADMAT start? Let me ask Andrew Holness. When did ADMAT start? ADMAT started 2008. Okay, ADMAT started 2008. When did you join SSL? You also joined SSL 2008. So then, let me ask you a question. Why didn't you allow ADMAT to stay in Jamaica? You know the reason why ADMAT did not stay in Jamaica. You make sure that ADMAT being established in St. Lucia of the Jamaican side, so it may not be looked into. So 2 of the things that you have done with ADMAT. Evasion of tax evasion, right? And the real source of wealth, where ADMAT as a holding company, right? As what Real Lonesome said, that ADMAT never have people, right? Parameters doing any business. ADMAT is a shell company. So let me ask you a question. Where ADMAT get money from, you understand, to start to buy up all the properties. Now, after St. Lucia kick you out in 2021, where if you tell Jamaicans say, after St. Lucia kick you out in 2021, what you have done, because now ADMAT, right, St. Lucia is asking you to pay up certain taxes, and then because, of course, you're a tax dodger, right, guess what you did? You dissolved ADMAT in 2021 and put ADMAT in Imperium. Now, so the question now, and this is why you are now in a conundrum, your statutory declaration, sir, is the problem now that is going to link you back to ADMAT, because your statutory declaration cannot certify. And why your statutory declaration cannot be certified? Because the wealth that you acquired, your income cannot give you that. This is common sense. And then here you are going into court, don't want FIT to investigate. Okay, I'm trying to please don't let FIT investigate, because you know if FIT investigate, no, the bang around with ADMAT is going to come up back, and you're going to have to explain how ADMAT get his wealth, and that is the predicament you are in. So let me hear back and make an next start.
Right, so make a finish with make a go to the Supreme Court now, and make a show it to some people at them borrow their money and it balloon up. Why them go to the government?
Yeah, exactly.
And the government, let me just show you because I have it with me.
Yes.
So let me just show you. I'm not chatting. So one you can see it good. I'll open it bigger. You can see it?
Yes.
Okay. Read. Look what a Margaret thing you know.
You can
Margaret, agree.
I mean,
read it.
Yeah. I mean, increase it. Look more.
Increase it to about 20.
Can see it better?
Yeah. One line, because
Margaret's agreement with Margaret's institution that they could no longer service due to what they claim were the exorbitant variability interest rate that led to an increase in their indebtedness. Mr. Baker depended that his initial loan of approximately 10 million ballooned to approximately 150 million.
Government. So them are gonna lose everything. Read and save them not lose things.
He was unable to meet the mortgage repayment.
And never the government. And the institution
And
foreclosed.
the institution foreclosed on 2 of its properties. Many properties used by other members of the association to secure loan were lost to them due to foreclosure by lending institutions.
You
Much
understand?
controversy.
When this come in, I have to come and you know try to save, but you can't save everything. And like you could get back 100%. The government can't pay you. Something more una run and it lasts.
Yeah.
If you continue, it show you about parting young and everything.
All right. Let's say so now. Much controversy
from the activities of FinSAC and attention was directed too much media publicity at the welfare of the affected
entrepreneurs.
This eventually led to the assurance by the Governor General of a commission to inquire into
the financial meltdown.
Meltdown of the 90s.
90s.
And they have a meltdown because the one of them come out and do all kind of little things and you see where I go. And it's showing about me have the whole of that thing, yeah. Supreme Court, the whole of the Supreme Court thing. And it's showing about parting young too, you know. Can make a run through and they show you what them they freeze up some things seem. Them have to freeze up him asset, you know. The one parting young, you know. You understand? And then him give some house and everything. Me have the whole papers right as so. It now gonna take me tonight to run through it. What we're gonna do by run, we're gonna mark some of them things I run through it instead of run through it like this.
Yeah.
Understand? You just
highlights
and go through.
Highlight some of the things them.
Highlight some of them and just go through them. But we have the whole thing. I tell you, so we have it. See? We have it. And like them can't come tell me nothing, you know.
Yeah.
You understand?
No, we have it.
We have it. And as we said before, because we have the whole thing. We have it. See? So we know people will have the thing. So same like how you have in a 2008, where you have the care of some problem. Remember some problem in America. The government go and them have to take over that and send some who go a prisoner who forget 1 hour. You remember you have some bus over there because you have financial down too.
Exactly.
Them play politics, but Homer Davis to this now. You approach the government because remember you have some baggage where it will draw down the whole system too, you know. Yes. And you want tax money for bail you out. What you gonna do? You rub up you push up some things and it gone out of style, and then what the government do? Take taxpayers' money with them not have and give you.
Crazy.
No, government not gonna do that.
How that work? Yeah?
But
you have to go sell or do something where you can.
Yeah. Them have to recover some asset and then you know.
Me I come the light. Then me borrow money. And then me can pay it back and then it balloon up to 1 hour. What me I do? Blame the government?
Crazy.
That makes sense? If them come and tell me, say, Omar David, I want Peter Jam, I want me look how much money him thief. Then me that say, well, you know, I that say, Omar Davis, in a one of them, and him thief some money like how much money missing with world read. We could have built something now for that, but I'm not like this.
But you know, Wayne, let me tell you something. You know what? You have and I'm not eating on any platform, but I believe that okay, where you lack the knowledge, right? Where it comes to FinSAC, and you are speaking on FinSAC. If you don't understand, right, holistically about FinSAC, then I don't think it is prudent for you to put your opinion out there, right? And say what you believe without speaking the facts, right? Because you are misleading people, and you have some platform speaking about FinSAC. And you see the thing is, what I've seen with some platform is that they are trying to use reverse psychology. They know very well that it is the Jamaica Labour Party administration, you understand, really and truly as it relates to the people who are associated with Jamaica Labour Party, you understand, caused the financial meltdown in the 90s. No two-way about that. You understand?
Definitely.
Let us ask the question. Paul Cheng Young, right, affiliated with the Jamaica Labour Party.
Yeah.
You Croskery, affiliated with the Jamaica Labour Party.
Dan Crawford,
affiliated with the Jamaica Labour Party. Edward Philip,
led by Edward Siaga,
affiliated with the Jamaica Labour Party. Not one People's National Party as it relates to what they were doing, giving unsecured loan to their friends and families and whosoever and taking away people money. That is the reason that caused the financial meltdown. So what you want the government to do? What you want the government to do? Not to respond and then cause
the whole country and then yes, the government never do nothing.
You understand?
So you understand
exactly.
this. Brother,
The government has to go in, right, and try to rescue.
But then them approach the government, Byron.
Economic collapse.
Byron, by the way, you know, and them themselves at 20 billion and them approach the government for help.
Exactly.
And the government have to come up with a plan. And them approach the government. It's there in the court papers. You just read it, brother. And them approach
because
the one of them are saying,
because them never have no money, them run out of money. Them never have no money for offset nothing. So them have to approach the government.
So hold on there. So when people said it is the PNP, it has nothing to do with the bank. Okay, let me take off my glasses and ask. If it is the PNP and it has nothing to do with the bank, was it the PNP who was giving unsecured loans? I want to ask any idiot.
Brother,
who's getting that? Any guns?
You don't even answer that because let me tell you, we just read the court document and it shows you say them bank up and it shows you the man and him loan up and him loan and it shows you it up. So yet these things, me not answer to this. People no better write no foolishness than this man. When you read up, when I said, we'll tell you we not do tabloid on your side. No write no foolishness, man. No answer them, brother, man. Because that's a foolishness. You can't just read something. And you want right. We don't that mean not listen. If you say something else, all you do is get the thing and send it to you and you read it. When if you be just edify on yourself, man. Just do that, man. We just show you the thing where right in front of you, right there. Not enemy write it. Them exactly. From the whole thing, them from Wawa, it there. It is there. You get a copy and read it and you understand it yourself. So now like me, I come to you notice what we are talking about something, I draw them up and show you. You notice we set me highlight something. You notice before we chat when we are talking about the Prime Minister, you notice we have the IC report. You notice we have it and we have we highlight some things and I show now. Exactly. We not do tabloid.
We not do tabloid.
No. So we not come on there so go talk and we not stop that thing then, man. We just read. So it's good for you have it and you read it and you understand it. We see it up in another country too, you know. We see the balloon bus in a US too. And you see it ricochet all over the world. So we understand this.
Yeah.
This is not something where you dip your pocket and thief some money like what we say right now in Andrew Holness administration. Like our education lose the money. It lose them how much million. The woman nearly go to prison because police go fear. She fear say no, the man wife are them. Them make me take out the book. That money will last. A matter of fact, them just give Holness 50 million loan. Unsecured. Same like in a FinSac. Same like in at the time when that's why you have FinSac. You understand? That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. See? Yes. No same thing, brother.
Yeah, man. You're right. No, the thing is, all I'm saying, right, that okay, the JLP had done right the investigation and concluded the investigation into FinSac, right? And remember, it is independent party who had carried out the investigation, And guess what? Of course, the culprit of FinSac being identified. Now, after the culprit of the FinSac being identified, the JLP sit on the FinSac report, right? And don't want to highlight it. Why? Why? The question is why?
You know why? Let me tell you why. Because them trick the people and tell them say, oh my Davis stood and them and not even about no party, no government. Have to take action because if you the bank and insurance company are go down to, because see there, they may say the man them go for 20 billion at the time, you know what's money that? And you have faced the man say, hey, you have to go look at it, you have to go sell out something, do something else about. You have to go find something because you can't stay so, Everything collapses, draw down the whole country. And you're facing this and say, oh, him sell it to foreign investor. You don't have money to buy it. I thief up the people the money.
Exactly.
Why you never buy it? Jamaica didn't have anybody who was interested to buy the debt. Them for say stop that foolishness. Stop that foolishness. And how much money the country lose because of this was private thing, you know. We're going wrong, you know. So Queenie allow for say it's a private thing. What the hurt the Prime Minister have to do with SSL? SSL did name Eagle. And them change the name in a 2008 to FinSA. To SSL. It's same one, the Eagle.
Yeah.
It's same one because they are 50 years. When you check it, them not change the name. At the same Eagle, you know.
Exactly. Its right name was Paul Chen Young and Associates.
Paul Chen Young and Associates.
Paul Chen Young and Associates.
SSL.
But
them change to SSL.
Yes, Paul Chen Young and Associates.
In 2008. After what it do. And then it come back. That's why I say lightning strike 2 times.
Well,
I know the people them can't get their money, you know. Government, Nigel, your Prime Minister say, we not spend a cent. But yes, Nigel come and say, we spend the money for carrying the investigate, the people, them, the auditor from in England. We have spent our own money.
But when you look at the two scenario that play out as it relate to the meltdown of Paul Chen Young and now SSL, we are seeing a distinct, similarity.
Exactly right.
Because in 2009, no report was forthcoming out of the investigation. And now the same thing occurring with SSL. They went all the way to London and acquired the service of Crawl.
Taxpayers' money.
Right. And with scant regard and scant respect for the Jamaican taxpayers, the auditing firm came in and did the work and tabled the report, but the report has not been read to the public as yet.
Exactly right.
And that is
exactly
squarely on the shoulder of Nigel Clark.
No, and the government, the whole government.
And the government, but specifically Nigel Clark, because he told us at the press conference that no stone will be unturned, and that he's seeking outside intervention.
Yes.
And that was done at the expense of the Jamaican taxpayers. Nigel Clark did not pay for it. The GLP did not pay for it. It was the Jamaican taxpayers that paid for that investigation. And that investigation ran into millions of Jamaican dollars for that type of services. Now we are seeing how disrespectful this Jamaica Labour Party government is to the citizens of Jamaica and wider. Because there are a lot of people from outside of Jamaica that took great interest into that investigation as it relates to Usain Bolt being, caught up into the whole scenario.
Yes.
So it drew a wider audience than just the local audience. Yes. And even the wider audience that was waiting with bated breath for the outcome of the investigation is still a myth as to what happened, why we still haven't heard anything. So this just goes to show you that the Jamaica Labour Party government led by Andrew Holness and Nigel Clark are thick in the SSL scandal up to them neck. And they find the most operative way to, not disclose the finding because they know they have to cover it up because the finding would have revealed some names that would have been very, very, high influential figures within the party. So we are seeing lightning striking twice. And it's a game that they knew they could have pulled off because they've done it before. And as I said, this government is a chopper government that has no vision for leadership to lead Jamaica. It is only there to garner and to enrich themselves. And so when the Integrity Commission now reveal people who are being investigated as in terms of the numerical amount of person, 8, but now they have released names. We want the name to be, you know, in the media and in the public interest as soon as possible. Because the cover-up thing, that is what is holding back Jamaica. People not being charged, not being arrested, not being put behind bars for their devious work that they have done to enrich themselves. You understand? So we want the new revelation to be read out in Parliament in the coming week, no later than the coming week. Because too many high official people in Jamaica that has been very well paid as it relates to Jamaica being a third world country. If you look at their salary, you could, you know, evaluate it and it would, you know, read very favorable with overseas counterpart. The size of Jamaica and the region that we are in, our officials are well paid officials. They should not be stealing from the public purse. They should not be. And so when they do, they should pay heavily the consequence as it relates to their action. Because if you do not nip it in the bud, it will be a problem that will hang over Jamaica for decades to come. We want to make sure, though, that the journey that we are on here currently and the new era that we want to see Jamaica embark upon is one of clean and transparency as it relates to the officials that are being elected to govern the country. You cannot have people sitting in high office, not working, but getting richer and richer as the days go by. And as it relates to this enormous amount of account that been currently held by the Prime Minister, and we don't even get to the bottom of it, it could be even more. This just goes to show you what they're all there doing. And that is why each other is murmuring and murmuring and murmuring whenever we speak on the matter. Because they know they're all in it. But just like the little boy and the wolf, no one will be there this time to rescue all who is involved. People have been, you know, dismissed from being sent to prison because of time elapsing and people coming back from overseas visit and was met by a large gathering of supporters singing "Don't You Trouble Zion" and all these type of shenanigans, which I view as hypocritical, nonsensical, and disrespectful to the Jamaican society at large. Because the Jamaican society at large does not condone those type of action. No way, shape, or form. Because when I look at the clipping, that was a disgrace to see a head of state returning back home, but joining in celebration as it relates to his non-conviction by the DPP. So we are looking at, you know, games that these people play. And it goes round and round. But one day it has to come to an end. And we are seeing where it's imminent that it's coming to an end now. And the only result that can really satisfy the Jamaican citizen at large is prison time. Prison time has to be the ultimate result. The taxpayers will not allow its taxpayer money to be just used just to investigate and then have no reprehensive action taken. So, you know, we are just waiting for the rest of names and for the judicial system to get into motion, process these people, charge them, and send them away. Because these people are not worthy to be serving Jamaica. And whatever ministerial role and entitlement that they have, whether they get a national award, it should be stripped from them as well. No honorable, no MBE, nothing. All of those things should be stripped because these are criminal. You cannot have criminal going around with status as it relates to national identity and national symbol. They all should be stripped, sent to prison, asset re-seized and put back into the public coffins. Because Jamaica need to take a new direction. If Jamaica does not embark upon a new direction, Jamaica will be sinking deeper than 80. The kids in Jamaica won't see the light of day. Because where it currently is at the moment as it relates to people and their spending power, it's in non-existent. Can't buy a family-sized toothpaste, can't buy a loaf of bread, can't buy quality meat to put on the table. You have to buy riff-raff meat like turkey neck and chicken back, mix it together. All these things should never be happening because we had better quality, better choices, easier access 20, 30 years ago. So where it is currently, it's down to mismanagement. So the people out there in the grassroots society who are lending their support behind this evil, corrupted government need to think twice. Look at when Sunday come, what you have on the table to feed your family. What type of food you are eating. Look at how easy it is for you to send your child or your children to school. When September come, the book list, how easy it is for you to access the book that's on the list for your child or your children. So corruption is what put you with your back up against the wall, where you have to be calling overseas and speaking in distress language as it relates to, oh, I can't find this, I can't find that. So what you need to do is to have a good look at yourself and what you represent, what value you have for your country and yourself. Because for sure, where you call those people, those government in that country were underperforming, they couldn't have assisted you. It's because the government in that country that you call for help is looking after the economy, why those people can have a job to earn, to can share some of their earning with you to help and assist in your times of need in Jamaica. So good government and governance is what will enable Jamaican to have life in a more easier access way than they are currently having. Because food is essential. And Jamaica government does not have any priority when it comes to food. Agriculture, they put that on the back burner. They have something else that is more meaningful to them than agriculture. And that is the whole importation of drugs. That is what they're prioritizing. And that is a disgrace on a little island like Jamaica. An island that prides itself on Christianity morals. That was the order of the day in the past. Not so anymore. So what you find now is everybody in the same boat sailing. As it relates to corruption, even the churches are now finding themselves wrapped in corruption, where you have false prophet going around confiscating money from people who should have better sense than what they are exhibiting. When you are there and you're listening to garbage being spoken to you, but you are nodding in approval and grumbling in agreement. Oh yeah, yeah. What are you saying? Wake up and smell the coffee. You've been look like a lunatic. You've been taken for a ride. And where are you getting these 250,000 and these 60,000 and these 5,000 and all these amount of thousand from? Where are you getting it from? You're hustling people abroad. That is what you're doing because, so the hurricane buried just the other day, all of you were down there holding your hand on your head, asking for help. But yet still, a con man can come and trick on and take on the money from you. But yet still, you can't buy a family size toothpaste. You can't buy a loaf of bread. You can't send no kids to school. You can't pay the light bill. But you can't pay a man to tell you all type of garbage about yourself. As if you don't know. Or you must know about you more than you yourself in person. You should be telling him about yourself. Him is no prophet. Him is a con man. So Jamaicans, you have to realize that day does not look like night. And night certainly don't look like day. Have an understanding of what is in front of you. Make a clear assessment of what is in front of you. Listen carefully what is being said to you and use your own instinct moral to evaluate your own situation. Too much handout and too much easy fix thing is what is dragging down Jamaica. People need to be more resilient in how they approach life. As Michael Manley once introduced a thing called self-reliance. And a lot of people laugh at it. But self-reliance would have, given you more self-esteem. You'd be able to have the things you want without having to be taken for a ride like a puppet on a string. You do anything just to get a little small change from your MP when him do show up. You sell your vote because the MP know you're hungry, him never gain a work. Him know how long you no work. So him know if him dangle 5 or 10,000 in front of your eye, you're good to go. Now that is backward thinking in modern time. We should have moved past those type of era and into a new spectrum of life where we see Jamaica as a first world country. Not looking forward to it becoming, but it should be a first world country by now. The population is too small. It's not like you have 50 million people to be dealing with. A lot of help coming from overseas, both from Jamaican living abroad in the diaspora and from foreign government. Jamaica get a lot of grants. We see money come recently where it disappeared. It has never gotten to the people it intended for. Right? And it's not just one money. It's 3 sizable package of money that has not circulated within the society that it was intended for. One was specifically for the youths. The youth that I hear the Prime Minister talking about is a star. And him take all of the money. And the only answer I have for the youth is to radam you. 15 years behind bar. Now that can't be any help to a young youth growing up. If that is the message you're going to send to him, what will be the outcome of that youth? He has no hope. He see no future. All he see in front of him is crime and suffering. Because when you get money from overseas donor to develop your society, especially the young youth, to change their mind and to give them a direction in life where they can gravitate to something to make better of themselves as they grow up into adult, you take it away. You take it away. And you leave these youths with no hopes, no vision, no future. And your prison that you have there waiting for them is as dilapidated as the word dilapidate. And I want you ministers, whenever you've been charged, to be a part of that resident, whether it's General Penitentiary or the St. Catherine Prison, Tambourine Farm, but you must be in one of those institutions, spending time with these prisoners, some of them innocently convicted. Live the life that they live. Feel the disheartenment and this disgruntlement and the dissatisfaction of living. Because that's what we see happening to these young men. They are just there, but they wish they weren't there alive. Because the criminality that is wreaking havoc on Jamaican society and dividing the general public, it needs to stop. As far as I can recollect, it's nearly 50 years now of this, and it has to come to an end. 50 years is too long for one little island to be undergoing this type of destructive elements. PSOJ reaping havoc in our society. They are like the government, the unseen government. You have to be aware of the strength and power for you to know that they are really running the country. The decision that they make is only for themselves, not for the general public, but the general public is what they live off. Because although their business that they have, it has to be supported by the general public. So I ask myself the question, are these so-called big men really big men? And I'm thinking to myself, no, they are boys. There are some silly boys running around in white collar. Criminals. They are criminals with no form of retribution within themselves to change. They have no thought of changing because, as I said, it's nearly 50 years now they have the country under that subordination. And I'm saying to myself, it's too long because I've lived through it. I know everything that I'm saying right now. I've seen the shape and the landscape. I know where certain boundaries were and where they are now. Because I remember when I was a little boy growing up, I could go in the community. I have no fear for my life. But I don't think you can do that now. You're lucky to be alive if you go somewhere and some people don't know you. Right? We used to enjoy Jamaica as paradise. I know when Jamaica was paradise. I can remember even when festival song used to come out. People used to like make it a habit just to know which song dropping out, and when it get to the last, who will win on the night when judge the winner. It was festive within the festival. Now, we don't have those things anymore. What we have is gun-related circumstance, lots of shooting, murdering, drug smuggling, disrespect from civilian against civilian. Policemen disrespecting civilian. But police are same civilian. Because order been given to them, strict order to kill. To destroy your livelihood if you're a taxi or a bus operator. Them text set upon you because them introduce a word in Jamaica. I never know it would have come a Jamaica word named extortion. Everybody know what is extortion and know how to extort. And I remember when it started out, it was just a little smidgen of people involved. Now it's like the whole country involved in extortion from top to bottom.
No, but lied. And it not start from the same criminal, from Sierra time and them things and one bag of things and them. First, when you do on a big extortion and look on 1,500 acre land. That's a kind
we know that.
So
we know that.
And a little man them in the road.
No, that's why I said start from the big man them right down. I didn't mention that. I know them start it up.
Criminal and them thief up the things.
Yeah, I know them start it up and the youth them catch on to it because it's a disease.
You know, just put it there because you have to put our money there. For 1,500 acre land, and $1 for 1.5 acre land, that's unbelievable. And
no, them land have to take back, When Marky G come in, them land have to go back in where it rightfully belongs. Yeah.
So them
I'm glad Marky G the daughter went and the daughter a fight for the fatherland because she will be the recipient, she and the next brother and whoever I'm left on the wheel. But them land have to come back to Jamaica. That is not a sale that we can ratify.
Right. So
no way shape our farm.
And Byron, so next extortion, a man borrowed 31 million and forgot same weight.
All right.
It end up in the same
the same thing what we have to right now.
For that, See, practicing about that pressure, man, just forgive him still. Yeah, because he should get pressure for that 31 million. They forgot.
Yeah, he should have.
Yes.
That's a Siaga. And we know where the 31 million whose part it did spend. Me know where it spend.
You see me, I say, remember my bench.
He got $1 million from Century National Bank, I believe.
Same thing. The one of them are
Yeah. And by the way, and them use that money there to build up the community down at West Kingston.
So them have other money with them chap build that. So the money that where he move, that little bit to where them use down there. So him chap for that, them have other money with them use build that. But the money where him chap, where him say him forgot say him that to show the amount of money him chap.
Yeah.
31 million enough money. It's a 31
at them time there. At them time there. A real 31 million US.
You understand? So if you have 3-1 and you have 31 million, remember if you have 30 and a 3-1 at 10 million US.
At 10 mil, yeah.
So, you understand? So
and I think him grab it when a 2-1, I think when him take the 31 million, it was 2-1.
2-1 because they got 3-1. But even if they got 3-1, me I show it's at 10 mil still. And if a 2-1 are even more, it I got like 15 at 15 million US. So enough.
Yeah. I know fully per money, man. Fully per money.
In a no money, it passed that. Let me show you something too. Brothers, Titan, let me show you something. Because Holness, we're there, call Hammer time.
Yeah, man, beat it, man.
Yes, you hear this now. You know, so your administration, from you, I mean, I'm not go back to Siaga, I mean, I go back to Bruce right now. I mean, I'm for anybody that talk about Omar Davis, can never thief 1 cent. Uno of the people, them balloon and government, workers government, it was government, I do this, and the data for buy up on something. No money never thief. Uno alone, they thief the money. Okay? And that day, come here, the whole thing, I'll look through the whole thing, I highlight something I show. Come in the chatting and follow what Uno say, You understand me? Like, read through my thing and I have the documents. Because when I do a tabloid.
Tabloids.
Yeah, we're going to do tabloid. But I'm going to show you something now. I'm going to show you something. Watch this. Look on this from 2016 till now. This is the worst administration with too much patter cats. Look on this. Press. Look on this.
Our leaders aren't perfect. In fact, none of us is. But there are some things which we should reasonably and readily expect of our leaders. And those things include being truthful, being honorable, living and leading in ways that are exemplary, obeying the law, following the Constitution, complying with the canons of the offices they hold, and setting a standard for the rest of us to follow. I am convinced, and I have no difficulty making this clear, that our Prime Minister Andrew Holness has repeatedly demonstrated that he is a poor example of transparency, of integrity, of truthfulness, of honor, of obeying the law, and of abiding by the Constitution. This country must decide whether it will honor the conduct of such a person by re-electing him to office. On the other hand, I am convinced that Peter Bunting and Peter Phillips have displayed a level of commitment to truthfulness and honor, compliance with the law, leading by example, and setting standards that others can emulate, which standards I urge the Prime Minister to adopt. I am Canute Thompson, and I stand by these views, and I challenge anyone to show me where either Peter Bunting or Peter Phillips has broken the law, acted dishonestly or dishonorably, lied to the people of this country, or misled the Parliament. I challenge you to show me where either Peter Bunting or Peter Phillips has been hauled before the court and have had judgments made against them for violating the law and the Constitution. At some point, my friends, we must decide on the kind of leadership we want. At some point, my friends, we must place honor above popularity, we must place performance above PR, and we must do for Jamaica what we'll be proud that we have left for our children. I urge you, as you consider the next couple days, to consider what is best for Jamaica.
All right. So let me just show that. This is just, and you can't add up more that I went before the 2020 election. So you have to add more upon that to it.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
More upon it. In a one prime minister from 2016 till now. The amount of corruption, money chopping. This is about what them call the one that with what me just show look a while. With finance.
Hutchinson.
No, the finance minister. The finance minister from Patterson days. We don't talk about Omar Davis and
Omar Davis.
Omar Davis was no money robbing, not do no. And listen, you come to him for him save the economy because when I drive down and people lose their money left, right, and center finsack. And them are run only thing they run with this finsack when the man don't do nothing criminally. Them people do things criminally. We lose a lot of money. Them chop a lot of money. Even the prime minister. We want to know how he make money when the whole world closed down. No ship, everything locked down, brother. See, Byron? Everything
yeah,
locked
man.
down. Right?
Yeah, man.
Right, Byron? Yes.
I tell you something. When I look back in all of this that is unfolding right in front of all of our eyes as Jamaicans, we have to think about the situation very seriously. What do we want? Do we want a better Jamaica where we're talking about building a better nation? Do we want to see, okay, our children, you understand, have a future as it relates to Jamaica? Now, when I look on, I have hopes, Wayne. I must say I have hopes. When I look on a Greg Christie, let me tell Jamaica, let me talk to my Jamaican people. What Andrew Holness had done and the emphasis that Andrew Holness government had taken to suppress the Integrity Commission, the sort of hurdle that Andrew Holness administration set for the Integrity Commission as it relates to Section 53, subsection 3, the muzzle clause, to muzzle them. This is one of the reasons why I am saying, in spite of all of that, that the Integrity Commission investigators are facing Greg Christie. Greg Christie is my hero. And I'm going to explain something. In spite of all of the obstacles that Andrew Holness set for Greg Christie to climb, Greg Christie climbed them with patience and credibility. That's why I'm 100% sure that the case, the judicial review that Andrew Holness is seeking is not going to get ahead in any judiciary hearing. I can tell him that. I can tell him that. True. Because Greg Christie never execute on the basis of malice. Never. But the man is professional and the man whole focus on the situation at hand. And what Greg Christie had done today, Greg Christie and his men had delivered for us the truth, bearing evidence that we were all suspected Andrew Holness of. So let me speak to the Jamaican people. Mark Jefferson Golden. I don't care what anyone wants to say. Mark Jefferson Golden is highly credible, highly efficient. Let me explain some things that Mark Golden had done, dotting the I's, crossing the T. Mark Golden started out as quite an educated person, achieved as it relates to the best academic institutions. With honors, Mark Golden prevailed. Mark Golden, along with Peter Bunting, right, while they were in the private sector, right, formulated successful business, right, that generate true profit to them, true profit to be validated, true profit that recorded. Now, Mark Golden ventured into the politics. So let me teach people about Mark Golden. What did Mark Golden had done in terms of being the honorable person that he ought to be, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T? One of the first things that Mark Golden did was to say to himself, setting a perfect example, that I am going to shift from the private sector and I am now going into the public sector to serve. So what I need to do is to take my businesses and put it into a blind trust. Jamaican people, that's what Mark Golden had done, right? Is a significant proof of the man character, right? Going towards good governance. Going towards good governance, clean spirited. Now, Mark Golden had done that. Blessings, God. All right, love you all.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that daddy 40.
No, super granddad, we say. Super granddad.
Yeah, man.
Aye. Super granddad. Aye. So,
Big up Daddy Foodie. Yeah, man. Big up Daddy Foodie. Nice one.
So Margolin, right, had set that moral application, principles to be followed. Margolin put his businesses into a blind trust.
Yeah, man.
This is what a politician is to do, separating their private life and their public life. Why is it important for you to put your business in a blind trust? Let me teach Cliff Hughes, because Cliff Hughes, right, go on the rant to say Mark Golden put his business into a blind trust. So I'm speaking specifically now to Cliff Hughes. Cliff Hughes, the reason why Mark Golden put his business into a blind trust, it is what a politician needs to do. If you look into the United States, that is one of the recommendations as it relates to first world country executing real democracy, saying to every politician that if you have a business and you are going to venture into public life, you need to put your business into a blind trust. Simply separate your business from, you understand, the public affairs, because you don't want any form of insider trading and any form of political advantage goes to your business. So
Sure.
then you have to relinquish yourself, Cliff Hughes. Let me teach you some lesson, Cliff Hughes. So that is the reason why Mark Golden put his businesses in a blind trust. Why am I saying this? Jamaican people, let me tell you why am I saying this. I am saying this for Jamaica to be aware that Andrew Holness didn't have any businesses to put in any blind trust. Andrew Holness wasn't a business person. Andrew Holness is a political career. Where am I going? Now, the evidence of Mark Golden achieving his wealth, right, is well recorded, well detailed, right? Now, let us speak about Andrew. So now I rest Mark Golden into Mark Golden, nice closet, well potted, well, good governance, right? Good person. We put him over here, so let me talk about Andrew now. So when Andrew ventured into the politics, we all know we can use search engine and find out. Andrew Holness went into the politics 1997. Now, people, bear that in mind. Andrew Holness in 2016 had given an interview to Abka Fitz-Henley, telling Fitz-Henley in 2016, trying to justify his statutory declaration as it relates to $47 million, that he came into the politics with $47 million. So people, you need to understand why I'm encouraging FID to go back to ADMAT. Now listen, people.
Yes.
So the $47 million that he claimed that he came in the politics with. Now let us check him out, people. Let us check him out. Let us check him out. $47 million that he told Fitz-Henley. Now let us look. Andrew Holness exited university 1994. Andrew Holness spent 2 years with Edward Siaga, right, doing charity work. 2 years. Now, if you notice on that excerpt that I read, right, Andrew Holness said he was in a taxi service, right, and as such, it is the taxi service, right, that he would have gained to $47 million.
$47 million.
But guess what, people? That is a lie, a blatant lie. Because as it relates to the tax registration of Jamaica, right, Andrew Holness has no business recorded. The registry office has no business of the Lido taxi service that existed between 1995 and 1996. So, Jamaican people, I am asking you all, where did Andrew Holness got his $47 million? While I am talking to Jamaican people, I am also talking to Fid. So, Fid, where did Andrew Holness get that $47 million from? However, let us move up. So Andrew Holness came into the politics. Remember, his wife exposed him already, and said, right? When we were married, exactly. When we were getting married in 1997, we did not have any money. We have to utilize a fish fry.
Yes.
Because, again, we try to invite some people, but to the fact that we believe that those persons weren't coming, they invite people from foreign. But guess what? Unfortunately for them, the people them show. And so then they have to utilize some fish fry to make a little money. They never have no money. Okay, we can move on from this from 1997. Now, the timeline of Andrew Holness venture into politics, right? The timeline of the investigation that started out with Andrew Holness, the first investigation started out to show you that Andrew Holness come into the politics to definitely live on the back of poor people. Yeah. 2006 to 2009, Andrew Holness was under the focus of the Contractor General investigation. The focus between 2006 to 2009. What was the focus? Let us start, people. The focus that Andrew Holness was under was to the fact that Andrew Holness and Gavin and Juliet Holness, right? They were directors in the company that Andrew Holness is a director. Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness are the primary directors. Now, those contracts that Andrew Holness was awarding to Gavin, right? Then, of course, if you check the amount of money that was awarded to Gavin, right, it was 30 and millions of dollars. Now, what Fid need to do, let me give Fid some advice. That time period, as it relates to 2006 and 2009, Fid need to check Gavin account. If Gavin did process those money through his account, or where that money that Gavin accumulated during that period of time, where did that money go? How did that money process? Then Fid will start to realize that obviously that money, right, swing as it relates to the possibility where Andrew Holness, right, most of that money would have gathered there. Now, watch this, people. Watch this, people. And some people say, oh, conspiracy theory, Byron don't have any evidence. But look here now, people. 2008, between the period that Andrew Holness were doing these contracts, remember that 2008 fall in between. The investigation timeline is 2006 to 2009. So 2008 was within the very same time period that Andrew Holness under investigation, Andrew Holness farm ADMAT. Where did Andrew Holness farm ADMAT? In St. Lucia. Why did Andrew Holness farm ADMAT in St. Lucia? It wasn't all about just tax evasion. It was also about money that was going into ADMAT that Andrew Holness did not want the Jamaican government to realize.
That is it. That is it.
So yes. Then take Fid and lead Fid. Everything what I'm saying. Look, let me say this. What am I saying right now? The judiciary, how the judiciary work with evidence. Not anything that I'm saying, it is not like the judiciary is going to use it. It is just that I'm giving Fid awareness as it relates to where Fid needs to look. So then, when you try to understand how ADMAT accumulate the capital injection into ADMAT so that ADMAT now can use to buy up Jamaican properties. Who created ADMAT? Patrick Bailey. Patrick Bailey, a crooked lawyer. Now, Patrick Bailey, who created ADMAT, created other companies for Andrew Holness. Now, what is the significance? All the money that Andrew Holness would have created via ADMAT, use up that, right, in terms of buying properties. Now, watch this, people. In 2008, right, since all of those contracts were being running, some of that money would have now might be put into SSL to start the SSL profile account. Now watch this now. 2008 to 2011, 3 years worth of money as it relates to the possibility of it going into SSL from 2008. Because 2008, it is not Mystic Sensation is saying it. The record is there that Andrew Holness joined SSL 2008. The record is there. So Andrew Holness joined SSL in 2008. We are asking, how much money did Andrew Holness put into SSL? So then, let us go to 2011. So between 2008 and 2011, Andrew Holness got the first money people out of SSL in 2011. I know we said that in our Patrick Bailey said that. Andrew Holness got the first money from SSL in 2011. That money that Andrew Holness got, 3/4 of that was used to purchase the land, Beverly Hills property, the land. Now, that money that was used, okay, we have the evidence. Andrew Holness paid for the land in 4 transactions. 4 transactions. What that goes to tell the well-thinking people, where we are deducing from that. From that, it simply means that Andrew Holness did not have all the cash, right, to pay for the land all at once. Andrew Holness, you understand, used 4 transactions in 2011, right, to pay for the land. And I'm here saying this, you know, people. This is recorded evidence. Now, watch this. So after I paid for the land in 2011, he did not start to build anything 2011, right? Because he didn't have the money in 2011. The money that he has in 2011, right, got from SSL. 4 transactions paid for the land. Okay. Flatline. Now, people, look, listen, let us deduce from this. This is the public court of opinion. So 2012, what happened? Bolt put his money into SSL. Now, after Bolt put his money in a SSL, all of a sudden, manna fall from sky. Miracles start to work for Andrew Holness. Father God seems to open an heaven of glory. And all of a sudden, blessing becoming dawning on the shoulders of the Holness. Andrew Holness, as it relates to manna falling from sky, finally got now some money to build his house. Now, but guess what the investigation says? The investigation says, as it relates to investigators who investigated SSL, that in 2012, as soon as Bolt put his money into SSL, my panel, it is as soon as it comes out. Now, what we have seen, not only that Andrew Holness was able to start his house in 2012 to 2016 and finish his house. No, and evaluated Andrew Holness' house, said the least it costs is 200 million Jamaican dollars. In other sense, right, he was talking about 2.8 million US dollars. My question, where did Andrew Holness got that money from? However, the amount of money that Bolt lost was $12.7 million US dollars. Let us think, people. Let us deal with deductive reasoning. So then both lost 12.7 million US dollars, right? But what does that house really value as it relates to the evaluator? Whether the evaluator telling true or lie, the evaluator evaluated it at least 2 million US dollars. Simultaneously, while Andrew Holness was building that, Juliet Holness started something in 2012 too. Because guess what? Husband I do, wife I do too.
Money run.
So then, all of a sudden, right, not only Andrew Holness got the blessing, Juliet Holness also got the blessing. Juliet Holness got her development at least flat. And at the time when Juliet Holness started that, right, that time in 2012, right, the project cost roughly about $23 million. Now we run up with Juliet Holness recently. In 2021, Juliet Holness brought someone into court. And at 2021, Juliet Holness was telling the judge that the value of the property was $800 million. $800 million.
Can you imagine, man?
So then now, when you look now, if you are to look on the statutory declaration 2021, right? That's why it is important. It is important that FID go back as it relates to ADMAT and have ADMAT under the microscope, and then you will understand how things unfolded. I am not going to say that Andrew Holness take both money, because obviously there's no court trial and that evidence is not there now. But all I am saying to Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness that the Jamaican people need transparency. Both need transparency. Other investors need transparency. So I am saying to you now, Andrew Holness, I am saying to the Jamaica Labour Party government, if you, and you in plurality, I am speaking to all Jamaica Labour Party members. I'm speaking to all of you. With common decency, moral application, ethical standard, we show the government, please, Jamaica Labour Party, show the government for once. Let the investigation flow freely without any interruption. If you say you are guilty, if you say that people are just accusing you, show us that you are willing to come clean, for the Jamaica Labour Party, the entire members to come clean and said, allow the investigation to prevail. Allow the investigation to prevail, because right now, Andrew Holness, it don't look good for you. If you want to fight in court to avoid FID from investigating, the ordinary man, the ordinary Jamaican people can say, no, something not right. Something not right. What can go so? Because really and truly, if you are there for truth, transparency, accountability, checks and balance, you being the subject of an investigation, the right thing to do, which you know, all the members of the Jamaica Labour Party know. And I'm not asking the opposition to push this. I am saying all of you need to do what we call a self-inspection. Look into yourself. But we know that the Jamaica Labour Party lacks the ability to look into themselves, because we have known that the Jamaica Labour Party has done wickedness at the pinnacle of evil. And so then we are not looking, we are not expecting, as it relates to the pattern of your behavior, to come clean with the Jamaican people. You will prefer to double down with in sin. You will prefer to create mayhem. You will prefer to evoke destruction on the people, to hide your wrongdoing. But I am saying that there's a God up above defending the true Israelites of Jamaica. I am saying to you that Father God is not going to stand and watch evil men try his people. We believe in God. We are God sent. We are here to hold you and your government accountable for your wrongdoing and your evil and your necromancy that you involve in. So then when we look on your wrongdoing, we know that your tabernacle right now as I speak is burning into hell. What you need to do, sir, is to step aside and please let the investigation proceed. You know where the embarrassment is going to come? I will be here on Tuesday, taking notes, talking to the people, anticipating your destruction and more mayhem to come that expose the cruelty within your party. You have done the people of Jamaica such a dismay, such evil, that during the period of time in COVID, that you have collected money, millions on people's behalf. You did not serve them well, but serve your own interests. Evidence that came out into the Integrity Commission report, where you have gotten money using your company as charity foundation, ring it through your company and converted it to your personal use. An embezzlement that the government created. So then, Andrew Holness, I am saying to you, and when I say that this government gone rogue, I mean that this government is a criminal network based on what we are seeing, based on the evidence that we are identifying. Sir, we are telling you, step aside and make the investigation proceed, and I rest my case.
All right, don't move. Look on this, Byron, same time. So don't look what Paul said. Just show them just the headline where Paul said. And you are in this tribe, people. Just look on this. Paul Chen Young says he was selected from a personal and vindictive treatment. Dr. Paul Chen Young, whose Eagle Group of company collapse. It never say the government collapse it, you know. It went to Byron front of it. If you have a whole collapse, and then what? After it collapsed, and with them say, and was taken over by Finsack. They never say Finsack collapse him. Them said collapse. So when they must send destroy, after them destroy the people, them have to seize up them things them because they want to run with everything. No, see that I mean, so no, see that film won't talk. Why people running with foolishness? Because everything that collapsed here, all the time it had drawn down the wall of Jamaica too. Pantapite. It did collapse, see that?
Yes.
You know, they made long, and then see them say, and it collapsed, you know, not taken over by King Finsack and then collapse it. It collapsed. Mash up. Yeah? It had drawn down the country. And see, taking over in the 90 financial sector meltdown, because them did have a meltdown. So I'm convinced that he was single out, vindictive. Nobody not to treat him after he mash up the people then.
Politics he want to use now. Politics he
want to use. Not use politics. And then them so this is not something where Omar Davis come thief some money and thief government money and do something like we have with Andrew Holness. Exactly. And chopping and all kind of things with them around there. Him collapse, them melt down. Saying? Collapse, all kind of thing I reach people them with them group. So I'm going for government to help. Guy, you understand? So you see what happen. And then people are running with this foolishness. And them not have the facts and them not read it, brother. Me have it. Me have the court case and everything. See? Why them not release them finding? It's simple. Tell them to release it. Them can't spend much on them must spend over $100 million to backside. Or if they are finding and you not release it. Because too much of them name are call and then people are turning against them and say then I just want to spend my money pan and I want to see man go borrow money. Want to see man help carry on this and then on a quick way. Tell them release it.
Yes.
I asking them to.
Release it. Eh?
I want them to release it because I mean it would have shed a lot of light on certain situation and clear up the muddy water.
Yeah,
clean up the water.
Brother. Yeah,
you understand?
In a UK the same thing. In a US when they have to go and them take over something because it a mash up the world. Like the car industry that a sink in a 2008.
Yeah.
Obama over and steer it out of that. You understand? Yeah, so you know people have to try and make back something out of something because everything are just they're gonna lose 100% of them thing completely.
Exactly.
But
it happened in a housing crisis in the state. When people remember, you know, if you even lose, you have a little money and the bank sees your place on you. What you gonna do? Them now sell you it back, you know. They might take it and they're sell you. Then you ball you mash up because you couldn't pay back the little loan and then balloon up and you owe a little thing and you can't pay it and foreclosure. Them take it from you. Them now gonna make you know and they're sell for less thing, you know, for even recover something, you know. If the bank gonna drop it, they're sell for less. And I like somebody that said it for less and them a chap you. Come on now. Omar Davis, come tell me Omar Davis dropped 50 million or 200 million. Or 473 million I run through three in business where I'm opening a COVID. Eh? And that's come tell me about Omar Davis. Say I run some money and them have some holding firm and them have 200 odd million in a one. And him have draw 150 million and you don't know where the money turn. Eh? Them can't tell me that about Omar and Byron.
No, certainly
Them can't tell me nothing about the man, but I tell you about our company. Come on, man. No, we are come on. Eh?
Hey, when you look on certain, you know, statistic represent itself, you know. All you see that is going on with these men is just a colossus of mistake headed by the leader of the party. You understand? And then now when them find themselves in a deep waters, them look for people to blame.
Hold on, so somebody just write Albert C say, Uncle thing him hungry about Chin Young. Them they grab him in about him, they run away now. You know what? He talk to people from Canada and then in the state. Then him transfer how much me have the paper, I show it, you know. I run through it. Him transfer more than 90 houses to Causeway, you know.
Yes.
People them forget back something because when the bank tell them, when they quote them say, hey, you gotta liquefy some of them, I want to seize them asset here. Him hide them up all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's a Chin Young.
Yeah, they're in the Palm Beach, most of them did there.
I say with Causeway, but yeah, it's even worse with Causeway because I know them not touch him. All this talk about them, I going out with this, I know him not touch Causeway. Me tell you, say them can't touch him. We call him Prince Andrew.
And I mean, you were so right in that assessment at the beginning.
What? Them don't interview him. He might come to people and say, me there, you know. You are the founder. And the people that money missing. And you take one woman when I have nothing to do with the money. Nothing. Me they tell you now where they come here people right side of them, the eagle fly. And I know, you know, interview the man. Yeah, a wind up thing. The man I say, yo, him at the phone, I say, take my name. You could have a business over how much billion. In a Jamaican term, I say, take my name and fight. Me no business about it. That alone name guilt.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Byron, you have a business where you start.
Yes.
And when you look at value much billion, right? Exactly. And when you look, thing like this happen, you have SSL, and then you can come tell you, take my name, me no business, me no know where I go on. Your business in a bit better. For you building that make any sense to you, brother?
Well, maybe. Maybe a man will relinquish. A man will relinquish him, you know, business and just.
No, me I say if it make any sense.
This it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense.
You value more than 30 billion. Your business. And then you also say, boy, I'm in a business with it, you know, don't call me name. I don't know nothing go on.
Yeah. And the only reason I don't cut you, the only reason why it get to that point is because it run foul play.
Yeah.
With corruption and taking away the people's money. So he want distance himself
Same thing with party.
from the whole operation.
Same thing party.
But before it reached to that stage, you couldn't tell him, say, if you take him name and fight or not like that. But these guys know what they might do.
Him send a quote and say, take him name and fight.
They know what they might do.
Have many of them. You're the founder. Can you imagine what I tell people, say, yo, with too much money and everything, you know. I mean, I say,
yeah.
Only take off my name and fight.
You
have the most shares in it same way. And you have to take my name and fight still, you know. But this shit about take my name and fight.
Yeah, but the biggest thing in all of the mess, Wayne, is to the fact that Gene and Panton, because that is the wealth advisor that was angling.
Wealth advisor. Eh?
Gene and Panton,
wealth advisor.
It came to a point where Gene and Panton couldn't take the pressure any longer. Gene and Panton said, listen, the first statement that I had given, I was coerced to give that statement.
Yeah,
and Gene and Panton now, right, told them that it is Croskery, right, who inveigled her to make the statement. No.
But think about it, Barra. Don't move. Think about it. You're a wealth advisor, because you're working on this kind of sector. You're a wealth advisor, right?
Yeah.
And then you as a man, you just go and you just find a JP. Well, me know the JP, listen, me never want to go in. But you just find a JP where we're good cause we come a JP too, you know.
Yes.
And then you go to that JP, you know, and then you give a statement where you say, make off of my own with my police don't want to see or nothing. You just get you're wealth advisor, you're not giving the money, you know. But you just go to and say, listen, I me do this and I me do that. And yes, and this is a statement. Nobody forced me to say it. And me just come say this. Why? Enough people out there, you are a wealth advisor. You don't own the bank where the money there. You don't have the all right, by the way, you couldn't just send at the bank and people just draw money and give customer like that. And then you write the check now that you're a wealth advisor. So if you want some money also, and you deal with it, you have the department, the finance department to deal with that. That's true, Baran.
Exactly.
Most finance, it couldn't be a wealth advised department deal with the cash. And most the finance department.
All right, but wait.
Move the money, it's impossible. You know, you have a seminar show the woman face.
All right, but wait, watch this now. This is one of the reasons why no one can tell Mr. Nigel Clark no involved in terms of the covering up.
Yeah, yes.
Because, all right, where I work, right, I do investigations for two of the biggest retailers in the world.
Yes.
You understand? And for one of them, right, we do like, you know, inventory, right, on a 6-month basis. So, you know, we audit every 6 months. Right? One of them, right, we do it annually. Under no circumstances. This is one of the reasons why we know that Nigel Clark involved. Because I am telling you, Wayne, that when FSC flagged them in 2016, what people are to remember, that Nigel Clark wasn't in the politics as yet. Nigel Clark came into the politics 2018. However,
him did I work with them.
Yes. However,
yes.
Yes. However, what people need to understand that Nigel Clark was a director in an Andrew Holness company, right? Prior to get into the politics. You understand? So there's a reason why Andrew Holness highlighted him, right? Because guess what? Remember, you know, Andrew Holness, right, as it relates to 2016, right? Nigel Clark was a director in a Andrew Holness company. Shell company, you know? Shell company, right? Now, watch this. In 2018, right? So Ardley Shaw would have known as it relates, because Ardley Shaw at the time was the finance minister. Ardley Shaw, if you remember.
The finance minister,
yeah. So when FSC flagged SSL in 2016, one of the primary things what FSC flagged SSL for was misappropriation of client funds.
Yes.
Misappropriation of clients' funds.
And it's not why not them love it, because I make them love it.
Exactly. Ardley Shaw would have spoken to Andrew Holness about that. No, I want to tell people saying no. So then Andrew Holness himself knows say SSL, you understand, flagging in 2016.
Of course.
And knows say was flagged for misappropriation of funds. Hold on, let me give the people them a bigger history. A bigger history was that also SSL was flagged in 2012. People need to go back. So SSL
yes, man.
In 2012, 2016. But people need to remember that 2011, Andrew Holness was Prime Minister.
Of course, before
2011. We know the history now. We know the history now here.
Yeah, man.
Andrew Holness was Prime Minister.
No, man.
So 2012, Mama P won the election. And as Mama P won the election, you understand, Mama P government flagged SSL in 2012.
Because she win the last part of December, swearing the 5th of January 2012.
Exactly.
Yes.
Remember
Andrew, we are talking. So remember that thing at the Titans one, yeah.
Yeah. So remember
yes.
Remember say Mama P no play with politicians, you know. Remember say Mama P is Mama P send Jack Smith to prison, you know.
Yeah.
People go back go look.
It's
Mama P who sent Jack Smith to prison. So Mama P no play. So when Mama P went in, Mama P flagged SSL from 2012. Now, in 2016 again, SSL was flagged, right? Now, Mama P voted out 2016 because guess what? Mama P was going to crush it, you know. Mama P voted out 2016, right? So Andrew Holness took over governance, right? Andrew Holness would have known all the history from 2012 in terms of the wrongdoing. People, Andrew Holness leave him account in SSL from 2008, come up through the wrongdoing from 2012, where Andrew Holness would have made a weir, and come through 2016 again when them flag, Andrew Holness would have made a weir, and no say SSL is a Ponzi scheme. But Andrew Holness left him money in it after knowing all of that, after being cognizant of all of that. So now, when Nigel Clark be the Minister of Finance in 2018, Nigel Clark moved to cover down the situation, suppress the situation. So when FSC flagged them again and send the report to Nigel Clark, Nigel Clark acted as if he didn't see the report.
Don't move from the FSC too. You see that woman there from Stuart Arthur when they put at the FSC? You notice she in a green shirt with Darrell's wife, because you know when them do them put some people there, you know, in these things say running. The same woman there from Stuart Arthur, as she was at the FSC in them time there, they run and the donation. So them, that's why them not pressure SSL. The whole it's a bungalow, I put them, you know. So you know, I'm sure, you know, you know, with them and I laugh and think where you look at she does. So she do the thing. By the way, you don't say something with Nigel Clark too. You remember when them asked him said no about the Prime Minister. You are the Finance Minister. You must know some close him account.
Exactly.
How him lie?
Exactly.
You never know. It come on TV and everything, you know. He said never know nothing about the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister have no money there. You say fool.
Lie.
Then I must lie.
Would have known.
The Finance Minister, I'm sure them thing, and you say you never know. You never hear. When them ask him, I have it, you know.
Exactly.
Dangerous.
So when I look in 2000, right, and 18 after Nigel Clark being the Minister of Finance, right, of course, Audley Shaw would have spoken to Nigel Clark, you understand, passing on the baton, right, and Nigel Clark would have made aware. Anyway, FSC again, flag them now under Nigel Clark tenure. This time around, what Nigel Clark did, Nigel Clark claimed that he did not get the report. To a lie that he did not get got the report. After pressure mounting on him within the week period, came back, said that, okay, he found the report. You understand?
Stuck away in him stabbing it. Him have people working in the office, you know. So I am telling you. So exactly. Fine. I am telling you, we can't lie, Jen. You know, so we know it's a liar.
Man, I'm a liar, man. Man, I'm a top liar, man.
So
top liar, them.
You understand? To the fact that the FSC caught up in that conundrum.
Yes.
Right? What the JLP government had done, if people remember, they fired the director for the FSC, if people remember that. He was fired. You remember that, Wade?
Yes, yes.
Right? He was fired, right, to hush certain things.
That them do, yes.
Exactly. So what happened? And here, oh, it look bad now for Jamaica Labour Party government. So under Nigel Clark tenure, right, FSC now under big watch, right? And certain things would have given to SSL to correct SSL behavior. Now, did SSL behavior corrected? You are going to tell me now, if you cross carry, I talk to you cross carry, SSL, right, is your company. And you know that your company is about to lose its license, right? And one of the fundamental is misappropriation of funds, right? Then, from 2018 onward, when you get the situation to be corrected, what was it that your internal audit system did not pick up? Me, who that can't pass me.
Byron,
yes.
You look past something with him. So his son come have some other people where make going there. You know what them do? Buy a record thing when you value one put some. What them do, you know? Transfer money from one thing. When you look them open some other things and not invest in some.
You're right.
No sense.
Yes.
So they have some other little company where they move big in and move money. They move money decent from SSL, you know.
Yes.
Because something named O2 record publishing where they spend so much money, foolishness. And them open some other things where they move money around. Them front of with them sit down and build out money. Them are going like them not trade it. And not SSL alone them have.
Yes.
So this is how they move money.
Exactly.
I said, take me name off for SSL. You have the most share, you have the phone. Where you get that stuff?
So here is you cross carry. Right? This is not you cross carry first rodeo. The first time you cross carry has been doing this. You understand? You cross carry had done it in the 1990s. Where we helped to hide several assets. You understand? For Paul Chen Young.
Yes.
Remember, I said no mystic sensation. I say it, you know.
Remember,
right?
we said we have it.
Hey.
I say it, you know.
We have the paper. We have the whole thing.
We have the information.
We have it. Yes, we have it.
I remember, I know, mistake. Remember, I said, when the man dead, you know, him get all of the man wealth, you know.
Well,
it was body.
Well, there are bodies. There are bodies. I would say we're partners in crime.
Yes, and them and them are body.
All right.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, man.
I want everybody who run him naughty body.
You understand? I mean, so when Nigel Clark came out and talked that he's going to call in FBI to investigate, Nigel Clark was not going to ever do that. Nigel Clark knew very well that if the FBI comes in to investigate the fuck of the matter, FID wouldn't have no control over that investigation. That is the first and foremost thing. Because FID would not be able to supervise the FBI. The FBI, no, the FBI would have run that. You understand?
Work on him own.
Exactly. And the thing is that the FBI would have exposed it. Right?
Yeah.
So then, what they have done, right? They cook up the whole thing, right? Said, okay, all right, let us use FID. Because really and truly, FID doesn't have the prosecutorial arm, right, as it relates to like FID and the FBI. You understand? They are just a forensic auditing company, right? So when FID done their investigation, FID realized that the crime that was reported is really bigger than what was originally reported. You understand? FID start to realize that the money that really involved is roughly over $4 billion.
Yeah, man.
As opposed to $2 billion that was reported.
Double.
So FID realized that this was big, but not only that, what people need to understand, the most important thing is that FID crawled, right, and along with the FSC, right, would have now done a comprehensive investigation within SSL and found out that persons are to be charged. So what Crawley had completed investigation along with FID and definitely comprised the file and said send to the DPP and recommend persons to be charged. The question that I am asking, who are these persons that have been recommended to charge and why were they recommended to be charged?
Am I not charged or no?
Exactly. So that is what people need to dig into. So you see, there are several reasons as to why Andrew Holness really don't want FID to investigate, because guess what? If FID investigate, FID is going to go back to ADMAT and it is going to swing right back into SSL.
You know what?
So,
exactly. Because you remember he might use foreign currency, so you remember so them sign up with everything overseas, you know. So they might ask them partner with America and get involved in other things, and they might have to find the other 22 book where it look like you have 22 more book where the criminal that talk about, you know. If you have 50, you maybe have 22 more out there. And US, when you use US dollar, then it flag, you know, you're not trouble, you know.
Wayne,
yes.
Remember,
yes.
What the IC has been investigating now and over to FID is 28 accounts, you know. The Prime Minister, you know, have the opportunity to say, okay, all right, let me go back in and reveal everything what we have, you know. The Prime Minister no reveal that, you know. So if FID at this time, right, should find any other account, I want to know what the corruption prosecutor is going to rule.
She forget ruling past she because she forgot step down, you know, because she had something dangerous, so she dangerous. Because I remember going to something before we even wrap up, like I always say every time I run, but you see the same great Christian now when they try to crucify and him now back from them. It was, listen me people, and listen me good. It was the same great Christy as contractor general.
Yes.
Yeah, him same one did bring the charge against Azan.
Yeah.
Andrew Holness did all right with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Him did all right. Him same man. So him no pastor, not tell me about no PMP or nothing. Yeah? Because for them say this, they are deal with principle still. Right? A principle, you know. Him never do nothing wrong, but a principle they are deal with. Him same man. The PMP girl, what's his name? Anton in a over. Him same man charger.
Hanover. Award some contract to our relatives.
Yeah,
exactly.
Them did all right with it. No,
yeah, but you see where Andrew Holness not realizing alone some. The same knife where stick sheep, stick goat too.
But we are sure you know, if the same Christian now, they want to turn him in a devil. They want to say I kind of think they didn't say my PMP, but when him that Azan.
When him a joke Azan, him did all right with it. So the same knife where stick sheep, it stick goat. So you have to take your stick now at your time.
Hold on, let me tell you why I'm bringing the charges, right? Because the man said, listen me, you never follow your break protocol. You never follow the rule because you shouldn't do it, so you should make it go through like this, and you do this. So you say, oh, them man, they're strict though. And I'm like, as a thief, something I do not know, you know.
Yeah.
But you have some protocol where if you break it, them also where they break protocol, but I charge you shouldn't do it.
Exactly.
Them a set example for even that. So in a PMP time, they're more stricter for you get charged and all kind of things that may break. Even you have to follow protocol and a good governance check all that. So but they never corrupt like what Andrew make it out to be. And it's a dark they bring down the whole government. Look at him now. I be a champions. Be a champion.
At the end of the day, June. At the end of the day, June.
Make us say no on this. The man don't have a workforce. But when we look, he have some holding company, when we look at around 400 million between them. We don't know what the money come by, you know, but we see him draw money. Around 150 million, they might draw one time. 120 million. Where the money come from? Cash. That alone is red flag. That near money laundering.
Money laundering.
Ask you. 28 bamboo near money laundering on a big scale. Me not ask you.
When you have illegal money, I try to legitimize illegal money. That is money laundering.
It's near money laundering. You see the smurfing. When people are buying money in your account, I don't know who, and about a man pay back. In them smurfing. People go deposit it, them that just hire some people, and them deposit it under the threshold each day. So you make over 30 and deposit a little more than that and reach 4.8 million. You notice them not deposit 4.8 million one time. I want at the back because they raise eyebrow. Them just do it over the days.
Yeah.
Or over the weeks. It near money laundering, even that deposit. And when them ask him himself, the man are paying back for Brown. I reimburse. When I reimburse, when did borrow? We don't know where we embarrass. When I reimburse in the account. I'm going to write your check because they work under you in a year thing. When they write your check. When they write him a check. Reimburse it in a little in a cash. When nobody know who bank the money. Him just say, well, I do it, you know. Because I remember them know who, you know.
Yeah.
A Smurf bank the money in a brother. You're not Smurfing, man. A Smurfing. Man, never behave with yourself. Well, people, you know, say, when knock it, you know, they are my bending, I know, so when the Titan they are.
Right.
Next week, hey, I told you I turn it up, Andrew.
Hey, next week I go out.
Listen, Andrew, it don't make no sense, you know, where I go through some sitting here. And you know, say next week, I will worries, you know, tell them like, you know, tell them like,
Yeah, man. Next week, I same treatment. The arm I go bend even worse than next week.
Yeah, go worse. So
you understand? Because we are wait for hear that name, you know, in a parliament. It not for run beyond this week we are coming on.
Yeah.
This Monday week we are coming are supposed to be the defining time for that name.
Yes.
Read out because we know it's sent to them already.
Yes, but
Byron, you know, 2 days now.
But Byron, hear this song, the new name now. You remember Andrews a fire by them no not illicit enrichment. Them should have charged him for that. Him tell me the lie and tell everybody lie. And if them investigate for illicit enrichment. You know why they feed. If you're innocent, you know, make the feed them go on, man. And do what you never open your mouth. No, I you want the court. You know, that's why them for stop, you know. You know, so they feed them, you know, you say, oh, them breach a jurisdiction, them peel off and looking at me thing, but them shouldn't looking at. So if it's I think. And then him want the court now. If you say, yo, don't ask about illicit enrichment or how him get the money. If the court ever come and do that, then now the 5.2 billion what we have in the US in a reserve, him that will chop that too.
Yeah.
Remember?
But me want to say something, you know. Let me just make a little one key point, yeah, key note. Yeah. So who for looking at him thing if I know them people then? Or nobody not for looking at him thing then?
No.
Exactly right.
No.
There must be a regulatory body that look into those type of events. And if you are at you know, top echelon of your country, earning excellent qualification salary, then your statutory declaration have to be certified. So people have to look into you. Yeah, deal with it, my boss.
Let me say something to you again. Hear this now. You see, our next thing when you know money laundering, you see, money launderer always involve them mother, them father, sister, if you have any, if you
Yeah.
have anything, and your kids, them, and where you look now, Andrew only have a system, put her in a shares in one of the company. Your mother name call up, there's a palm book, your father name call up, your pick them name call up. That is perfect money laundering. See the trace. See the trace, brother. See the
but look on something now.
Twin.
Look on something significant. I know you don't see Juliet name.
No, because yeah, this no, you have some man and woman. Let me tell you how them things are going on. You see when we start, I look through the one of them things, right? You have some man and woman, husband and wife. You say if me get boss, you can't make your wife get boss. That's and go when you do something illegal, your part, your
all right. That's why I post. And that's why I post. But show that there, no, because I know you're gonna dissect it and come with the flavor.
So you divide
illegal thing I go on.
You see me, I say mistake.
Come on, you're right.
Yeah, you have something with the wife now. That raise red flag more than anything else. Can anybody that question you say you're married over 30 years now, we're not together, and you don't have an account. You don't see none of them now with more than one account. Even the business them because your wife a fair name again this. Now your sister married a fair husband. But your sister name
all right.
Just look power me at it. My sister name I do for my. Me have a wife, me have my kid, me have grandkids. So that the food never get big. Yes, me have the grandkids, them man.
You're right, man.
Me have my kids, me have grandkids and them things. Me not put siblings for my things them. Oh, me have my one family. See? So you don't put siblings for your kids them. You understand? For your things them. You don't work like that. See, them have them own family. Why you do that? Eh? So all these things red flag. Simple. And the last thing I'm going to say to you is, people, Dan Webby, your two back pocket them are touch now. And your back pocket them are touch. Yeah, it do, yes. See, in back pocket them are touch, you know. So, you know, when your back pocket are touch, you know that go. Yeah, your pants, you know, your pocket them that they wide up, but when you...
Wide up. To get close up now, to get narrow.
You lose weight. Yeah, in back pocket them a touch.
Lose weight.
Yeah, man.
Come on, that pressure.
Yeah, man. I look like a massive thing. So your back pocket a touch, so be careful where you do. Yeah. And then the whole of the thing we're going with Andrew and the whole thing, and then the sickness just take him over, and that in back pocket them a touch. When you have a pants, you have a pocket, them are touching it. Tell us something, you know.
Yeah, swing. Yeah, swing.
Yeah? Yes. Yeah, when you have a pocket, I touch it, it's rough, man. And it's not top yourself.
Yeah, man.
It's not top yourself at all, brother. But anyway, brothers, we're there under the Titans.
All right.
Hey, Andrew, the thing does turn up. We're one already, you know. We're one, you have October. You have September. Nobody thinks about ease back. No, you have to change up some format or some sitting.
All right.
Brother,
you
know, everything we are only accountable. Yeah? Not to worry about it. So the longer you take the step down, we feel glad. Can you destroy the whole party? You're selfish. We don't mind. You forgot to sell conch and lobster too, and maybe crab. You're too selfish. You understand? Yeah, man. But they are better.
All right. Up.
Titan, we're up here.
All right.
People up. Titans, not worry about it. 1 a.m.